You are now listening to the Someone's Favorite Productions podcast network.
Now back to Two in the Pinku. Let's get ready to pray.
I mean, I feel like I need to pray right now because I'm trying not to be in a bad mood of what just happened.
You're like, our child has sinned.
He didn't sin in that way. He just want to be a biatch.
He's very destructive.
He fucked up my computer screen. But right now we're hooked up to the TV. I'm hooked up to the TV. The video and the sound work on the computer, but I can't see anything because he blacked it out. So
You
of
know what?
course,
Jesus is lighting the way.
I think they're trying to tell us something about us.
You can motorboat your way to the Lord.
If only it was that simple.
So why are we here today, Chris?
To confess our sins of yeah, we're confessing some sins. Yeah, maybe we're not gay anymore.
We're not gay anymore. Oh, we're like the two lesbians.
I think we're lesbians in this movie. We're gonna be the lesbians. But then we get tortured by men. I don't want to get tortured by men.
I think we could handle the rope.
Yeah, but not by these guys.
Not by
No.
the. We'll have to do like a ranking of like which guy you found the hottest of Nun and Rope Hell.
I mean, I already know who it is, but
You're like, I don't need to be asked.
also he doesn't even do anything. He's just like the final boss.
Oh my god, he's like, is this like Mario right now?
Yes, it's a video game. Nikkatsu, Roman porno, or like video games. Like you have to go through the final boss to get like final fucked.
I mean, who knew Princess Zelda was having so much fun in those games?
I mean, look at the movie Suspiria. Remember how like she got to the final witch to kind of save the coven, or not
But
even
then it's
save the
kind of an
coven.
anticlimactic, I mean, intentionally with that. It's not an
Well,
epic final boss battle. It's not your X-Men.
hey, don't fuck with my X-Men right now.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like the writers like Apocalypse.
No, but then like we Magneto and Professor X.
There's the Four Horsemen of Bondage.
Oh my god, you're gonna make me have a coughing storm. Mind you, we were like coming to this episode. We've been teaching all like for a summer program. We got sick last week, or I got sick first. You got sick. It's still lingering because I have a cough, and you're just like, you don't know what you have.
You know what? We turn to a higher power, and we're also still sick in the head.
Sis.
Oh my god, speaking of teaching, that's going to be very fitting for one of the things we'll talk about today.
Which one?
Nun and Rope Hell.
Oh yeah, because there's teaching.
Well, also, it is written by a teacher. What?
Oh god.
So, yes, dearest listeners, we are back after a month of the summer camp that we teach. We're still struggling through it. So, we thought we'd take a break on this day of rest and give you a Nunsploitation themed double bill.
Yeah. I mean, the second film we're going to talk about with the Nun and Rope House, I mean, it's probably the greatest title of a lot of pink films. And this is actually a pink film. It's not a Roman porno. It's a pink film, independent, almost independent. And it's
Well,
done
we could speak about that a bit too. Also, if you really like this, we could get the poster for it.
for which one?
Well, we could get either one, but I mean, Big Tit Monastery has a pretty great poster.
I mean, that's like my favorite title alone. And the poster, the movie poster with her like just showing her fucking tits out. I mean, it's pretty iconic. I mean, her breasts are not as iconic as what's her name, Chesty Morgan, but like they're close. It's close.
I think they're up there. I think, you know what? She should be very proud.
I mean, the same actress could redo like was it Double Agent 73? with the camera.
You want like a pink film Double Agent 69?
Yes. And then the camera's just like every time the camera clicks, it's like her hitting the breast. I mean, come on.
Sachi Hamano has definitely had some light sci-fi concepts in some of her pink films, like where
Yes.
it's like research societies or Orgasm Counselor 2, where there's a use of tech. I could totally see her making, well, or having made a Double Agent 73.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, anytime we could see, oh shit, and I just fell. Anytime I could see like the act like that actress, which you know the name of, with for Big Tit Monastery, like I could see her just playing, having fun with any kind of role with like it has to do with like tit worship, and
Well, apparently that was her sole like pink film that she made. She mostly did adult video.
oh shit,
So I guess like once we get to that, we could talk a bit more
yeah,
about
yeah,
it.
we'll talk about it. Okay, before we get more into like what we're gonna talk about today, is there any news that we need to
News in the
cover?
Pinkuverse.
Yeah, is there any news?
Imprint has just announced a
Yeah.
Nikkatsu Erotica Volume 1 set featuring Ichigo's Wet Lust as a double bill with Lovers Are Wet. Both films
Eh,
are from Tatsumi Kumashiro.
eh. I mean, I'm not excited for those.
I like Ichigo's Wet Lust. I think it's a pretty good, stylish one. I don't know if I would think of it as like one of the greatest Roma porno ever
No.
made, such it has been rated. It is very stylish, but it is kind of a mishmash between a dramatic story mixed in with Chigo's strip acts too. It doesn't necessarily make fully use of the titular character like you would want it to, but it is good. I mean, in
Eh.
terms of Lovers Are Wet, I think that's a film like I'm definitely interested in rewatching at some point, but when we watched it, I was kind of bored by it.
Yeah, that's what I say. I was bored by it too. And then the other one, I don't know. I just sometimes I feel with some of these releases, they're just getting too stuck on like what is considered classy and not like something that's a little bit more daring.
Which does kind of surprise me a little bit more so because when I think of Imprint or Via Vision, I definitely think of like them being down for more of like genre, more interesting
Hmm.
takes. Like they could probably have had more fun with an 80s title
Yeah.
too. I mean, such as like what we're getting now as we're going to be talking about Nun and Rope Hell from New Wave Video. Something like that probably could have served Imprint maybe a little better. But yes, like it is a very foundational classic type of film. People should enjoy it. Also, like, I honestly don't think another label is probably going to seek these out and release it. I would be curious too which importer is going to pick this up because so far I haven't seen like a Diabolic DVD or,
Mhm.
again, like Orbit DVD list this. Like, even as a fan, I'm like, okay, I don't want to order directly from Australia and pay the shipping fee. But you know what? I say that, and we're constantly ordering like Japanese VHS. So like,
I mean, and I don't want like people to listen and say that I'm such a hater about some of these films. Like, yeah, I didn't like it, but at the same time, I think you should go and get them if they get released.
Also, it's great
I
there's a double bill. Like, you don't have to like both films then,
Yeah,
and it's also a great way to have two pairings by the same director, giving more
right.
information. The people specifically on this release have had more experience writing about Kumoshiro and more of the
Mhm.
classic era of Roman porno. So, like, you're going to be getting what is like these critically regarded film from that period of time by people like this is what they really want to talk about, right? Like,
Yeah.
they're not talking about kind of like, I guess, like you and I definitely have a more of a preference for trash, violence, or he also like more interesting takes on sexuality.
Yes, I would agree with that. It's like give me some I want something that I know that you and I would enjoy, and I think other people would enjoy too, as far as like more of a woman's picture instead of it just being like this, like, oh, it's Yakuza this, or like, sappy. Like, don't get me wrong, I love the sappy stuff, but I want like
I wouldn't say these are sappy, but I do agree that I
they feel
I
kind of
wouldn't say these
sappy.
are necessarily like the great female-led stories of Nakatsu's
Mm,
Roman porno line. There's not really the sense of like a woman awakening to her own desire and power, whether that's like, okay, like who can I choose as a partner or even in terms of work. These
Right,
films
right.
really don't have that. I mean, Lovers Are Wet kind of shifts a little bit too much towards the man.
Yes.
Again, like I think of another director who's like, oh, like a really great female story would obviously be Masaru Kanuma,
Yes.
right? I mean, but again, I think things are definitely shifting in terms of what Blu-ray fans want and maybe also choices that labels would make, right? Like New Wave Video doing, again, what we're going to talk about is such an amazing choice for a set. It's the same thing when Connie put out Pink Cut and also
Yeah.
Top Stripper. Like, I'm so thankful for like just getting this more range of picks. That's exciting. But also, like recently, 88 Films did both like a Facebook and Instagram post asking about like, oh, which titles that, they liked from the previous Nikkatsu ones and what did people want?
Yes.
Pretty much all the comments, no one was suggesting the 70s. They were suggesting 80s title, like films from the 80s Nikkatsu they wanted.
I think mine also, I think I said, give me Roman X.
Yeah, I mean, give me like Woman in a Box. Also, people are wanting interested in Eve is Getting Wet, which is kind of
Yeah.
like Nikatsu's version of Mannequin before Mannequin.
Yes. Yes.
People want more of these 80s picks. They also do want to see BDSM, right? Which is such
Mhm.
a we are so lacking on seeing like Nikatsu's like biggest, brightest, most mad genre on Blu-ray.
Yeah, because it's like they still don't even like want to release Tawny films from her like before she retired, which she was like Queen of Bondage. But of course,
I mean, I
we have
guess
to.
Impulse was kind of it. I mean, Impulse put out
Yeah,
Flower and Snake on Blu-ray, and they also have DVDs such as her like Women in Prison film where the
right,
caterpillar's
right,
on her butt. I mean, but also I think Impulse too, it's like because with Impulse, the guy who was selecting the titles got hundreds of tape transfers, and then he was selecting based off of like, okay, what he thought was interesting. Because he had the background in hardcore and sexploitation, he was like, okay, give me a nurse, give me an S&M. He wasn't like it had to be a canon pick,
right.
which also kind of made it the most freeing. The fact that we got Woman in a Box from the Impulse line or like Sato's Lolita movie too, like he was willing to like make these decisions that I'm like, who else was gonna make that, right?
Yeah, nobody else would have made those decisions because I think if Impulse had somebody else involved, who was already involved, it would have been more like titles that are just completely
I'm
boring.
curious, like speaking of like before Jasper, I wonder what the Wisers would have picked because like I don't know, right? Like
They claimed to watch everything, but they didn't
I
watch
don't know what
anything.
they would have picked, but then they're also involved on fan subbing some of the things we still have, like such as Tawny and Slave Wife. I think
Right.
they would have been down for bondage films.
Maybe,
I
maybe.
think they would have. They watched it. They rated some of them highly. They gave it 3 out of 4 stars in their book. I don't know what their takes would have been on it, but I think they would have been down to like seeing it.
Who knows? I mean, who knows, right?
It's like send many prayers. But again, I think just like the more the merrier too. It's really exciting that we're getting different types of releases. And also it's really exciting too that like us fans of the genre, like more people are watching more on their own, even if a Blu-ray label like isn't releasing it. People are watching stuff that's without subtitles. People are finding stuff that's fan sub. Like there's
Right.
so much riches. People are like discovering and kind of making films cult hits that like people just weren't talking about before.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like something like Orgasm Mariko has had such a life on Letterboxd like the past couple years, right? Like
Hmm.
these films from the 80s that people weren't talking about previously, or something to like just the reversal on Woman in a Box.
Yeah, because I know like some people are wanting to watch part two to kind of compare and contrast, and which I think is great. I personally I don't. The part two is okay, but it's not the masterpiece of part one. But people are still seeing it, and I think that's important because we want
Yeah.
more. We want more people to see these films. It's just more of like I think I get more of annoyed when people start like acting like they watch two films and they're like, I know everything about like these pink films or Roman porno, and it's like, dude, just shut up and enjoy the films. and just
Oh,
like gush about
I mean,
them.
I don't really get much about that too. I mean, I feel like it's because like when we're watching stuff, it's I watch stuff that's again like not really being watched. So typically we're the first one to watch it.
No, no, yeah, we.
Yeah, I don't really watch stuff that has like a ton of watches.
No, no,
Like,
I know, but I'm just saying that's like does happen too, where
hmm.
something that has a lot of watches, and of course, like, oh my God, I'm the expert, I've seen this, or they also like not credit you or I for like watching it first, or saying like, oh, it's on the Internet Archive or something, and you're like, but how did it get there in the first place? You know?
Well, with one of the movies in particular we're going to talk about, it's really because of Bruno from the V Cinema Discord that we're
Hmm.
watching it too.
Right.
So it's always funny to me when like a random person like watches something and drops the link to Internet Archive, but then they're not even the person who like uploaded it, ripped it, shared
Yes.
it too. I
Exactly.
mean,
That's what I'm saying. It's like people have done the work to get this kind of film to get it out there, right?
also, people are acting like one of the movies we're talking about like was hard to. I mean, okay, they some people, yeah, they said like it's easy to understand without it, but they're almost like I don't know. It's like the plot isn't so complex you couldn't figure it out,
I
or also look up
know.
a reference.
I mean, yeah, as I would say this film, the film we're going to talk about, it is not that hard to understand what's happening, just vibe. The first one, Nun in Rope Hell, because it's already like it's subbed and everything, it's you don't really need the subtitles that much either, to be honest, because it's also very visual. It's a very visual like film. The dialogue is like just barely enough to like to understand. Meaning like, okay, there's the plot, whatever. But who cares? I just want to see people get tied up.
Same. I mean, just like give us rope. So that being said, let's get into it. We are going to talk about Nun in Rope Hell, recently put out on Blu-ray by New Video.
Yeah. Just want to say it's like I think we watched it back in 2023 or 2024 based off Letterbox. Thank you, Letterbox, for keeping our records of when we watch some of these films because I don't remember half the time of what we watch, but uh
You know, it's funny. I didn't remember a lot of the plot other than the
no.
visuals that were kind of Jalo inspired in this.
Yes.
But then I reread my Letterbox review and I was like, no, I kind of came to the the same insights from the last time we were there.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly. Like I was like, "Oh wow, like you could tell this film was very inspired by Suspiria,
hmm.
obviously. It was
Yeah.
inspired by some Jalo because the movie feels like you're watching kind of a Jalo. Like a fucking batshit crazy Jalo with the Suspiria lighting. For those who say it's not inspired by that, like, you need to check yourself before you wreck
Well,
yourself.
I mean, it's funny too. I know, like, when you say something within Roman porno or pink film is inspired by a Western film, I know some people want that to be very literal, right?
Yes.
And sometimes then they'll disagree when it's not, because, like, again, we're seeing typically like a concept then stretched down to softcore. Like
Hmm.
something like Sachi Hamano's Drifting into Chaos isn't going to be a literal one-to-one remake of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, but the touch
No.
shown is there as a reference in terms of how it gets played out. It's the same thing with this in Suspiria, or it's the same thing with previous Jalo inspired works, like such as our favorite Sex Apartments with Arina Miyai.
Yeah, it's like also when you think about the films too, that we talked about previously a couple episodes ago, Inflatable Sex Doll, The Wasteland.
We were
That
so classy.
No, but that is kind of that's a western. That's a western take. If you look at like the way that they're kind of driving, it's kind of cowboys. They're all cowboys. Instead of horses, it's a fucking car.
Yeah, I
Like
mean,
it's not
weirdly enough, it's
literal.
kind of almost like a precursor to Fondo Elise from like Jodorowsky.
Exactly. I'm just saying it's like that you could see these directors watching other films from different countries and be like, okay, that like it's also like when we see art and we know like for you and I as artists, our influences come from different sources and some people could see the obvious like, oh, I could see you thought about this artist,
Yeah.
and it's like it, but we're not ripping it off. We're not like it's so literal, it's in your face. It's like no, you could see the literal like, oh, the wink wink, the nudge nudge to it. And I think This one, it was
But
a big
also, New
between.
Wave Video agrees with us, where they literally say in the back of this Blu-ray that it's inspired by Suspiria, drawing
100.
visual and thematic influence from Suspiria. Right there,
I mean,
done.
also, and I say that too with the other film that's not necessarily nuns, but it's like total bondage, and it's a school of dance. Is a sex hunter.
Yes.
I mean, those two are literal. Like you could see the influence of Suspiria in that they just kind of go in different directions. Obviously,
But also because the directors and writers of these content have other films that then also reference Western films. And if you are curious about Western films, even something that's Italian horror, you could trace the release and production histories in Japan, both
yes,
like theatrically when they're getting imported or even on VHS. It was something too when like I wrote the an essay for Macabre's new 4K and Vinegar Syndrome. It's like I did briefly talk about its Japanese release history. Again, so
right.
like you see these stuff like stuff that is from separate countries is always going to be very in dialogue with each other. That being said, let's go to church.
All right, give us the history. That's why we're
Okay,
here.
so like I'm probably gonna have a lot on this one, so it's also okay to break it up and kind of react to it too.
Yeah.
You know, for my sanity, for the Lord's don't take the Lord's name in vain. Oh my God, I should have had like a rosary out.
I have one over here somewhere.
Maybe my rosary is inside right now.
Oh, just like Melissa B. Fierce.
Oh God, if only people knew.
If only people
Anyway,
knew.
so we are going to be talking about an Oniroku Dan BDSM adaptation. So again, have we talked about Oniroku Dan before?
We mentioned him, I think, probably in like last season or something. There. We kind of talk about here and there. We meant how we roll.
We've covered Ropema Cosmetology, so we've definitely talked
Yes.
about Tani Nikkatsu BDSM. Oniroku Dan is the legendary BDSM erotic writer. He had been working previously before he got picked up by Nikkatsu Roman Porno alongside Tani for Flower and Snake. He had experience since the 60s. Flower and Snake was first published in the Catan Club in 1962, and then was then serialized for the next 13 years. This is also where teaching comes back. He was an English teacher in the 60s while he was writing.
I have a lot of.
Teaching by day, tying up by night.
I could see that.
He then starts working for Pink Film Production Yamabe Pro. Nobu Yamabe is the producer of that. Nobu is also then Tani's manager slash partner. We've talked kind of previously in different episodes about the kind of tortured relationship between Yamabe as he was cheating on Tani with her mentee, Azumi
Hmm.
Teruma. At some point, too, Oniroku Dan established his own Oni Pro, at least by 1969. Then he launches the magazine S&M King. So it's again, he's involved with film, writing, pink film. He also does write non-sexual stories. One of his early breaks is writing a story called The Big Pull that was adapted for a 1960s Shochiku film.
Okay.
So again, like he was extremely successful as a writer. Also, like he is like that face of Japanese BDSM. It also helped create a style of BDSM that was more distinctly Japanese, the way he would mix like history, war trauma, and you definitely see that a lot in the Tani films,
Yes.
right? But then again, things also evolve as we go. I also do have his book Season of Infidelity. So it's kind of funny. He reminds me of, I guess, like one of your former mentors. I won't say the name, but Oniroku Dan. He's not always a reliable narrator of himself. He likes to sell his own mythos.
I mean, that's like any kind of artist, right? Like a big name artist like that, working in that field, right?
Yes.
Just like kind of doing this work that is important, but also like selling his own bullshit, right? Smelling his own shit. Like just being like, I did that and I did it this way. And you're like, and you kind of like, oh, but it happened this way.
Yeah, I mean, you could also think of when we've talked about the Sakan series with the fictional Goi Juin, the fantasy of this ultimate BDSM master didn't always match the reality of these people's lives.
Exactly. It's
Versus
like,
oftentimes like the women were the ones who were really working the clubs and having to perform the fantasy.
yeah, it's like, yeah, you say myth building. We're just like we're selling the fantasy that,
Myth
you
building
know,
and rope tying.
yeah, and also at the same time, people buy into it.
Yes.
They will never question. They're just like, oh, this happened, and then that's how it just keeps on going until eventually somebody has to go back into the history of it and find like and put like, oh, and actually no, this didn't happen. This didn't happen. But we're not there yet.
So we're not there yet. But also, I'm just excited too. It's like, wow, what could this mean for this release to get more Nikkatsu BDSM films? I
Hmm.
mean, specifically for Dawn, this is based on a story, The Angel of Lamentation, which was originally published in 1981.
Okay.
So this is like him writing post Naomi Tani to also kind of just evolving his stories to different settings, such as the convent. But also too, like Don was always extremely active as a writer, and also even with Nakatsu's BDSM or any adaptation, Nakatsu doesn't necessarily like to treat things literally. Oftentimes they're going more in terms of sets or names and just
Yes.
remixing into their standard too. You could also see this with, I guess, like kind of a contemporary of Don, but on the flip side of Nakatsu Roman porno would be Koichiro Uno's long-running comedy series.
Uh-huh.
Nikkatsu definitely remixes the stories in a way that like the writer it's maybe not always faithful to the writer, but at this point Don was more involved with the stories than Nikkatsu Roman porno.
Okay. You're right. Yeah, I get that.
I'm trying to think of what else I should probably give you. I could give you a lot about the actress or the director, or we could also wrap up with that as
But
well.
I mean, whatever you feel.
Oh, we could also kind of briefly maybe talk about bondage queens. Okay,
Yeah, let's talk about our bondage queens.
we are going to be talking about Miki Takakura.
She's what, number 3, right?
She's number three. So
Yeah.
she is officially number three according to Nikkatsu. So number one is Naomi Tani.
Yes.
Number two is Junko Mabuki,
Icon.
who I also have her CD.
I
And I
mean,
have Tani's too.
both of the first two are like they're the goddesses. They set that kind of standard, I think.
Three is Miki, and number four to end Roman porno is Ron Masaki.
She was pretty good.
I would say both Miki and Ron, because their roles are more limited, it doesn't seem like Nikkatsu fully gets to develop them more.
Yeah, I would agree.
Right? Like that's the kind of missed potential, but it's there. Also, I don't know if this originates from the Wisers or where it comes from, but there are the two other women who are kind of looped in as S&M queens, but they're
Hmm.
not maybe not canon.
Oh,
The first of which is Nami Matsukawa from Slave
okay.
Contract. So the
Oh,
reason that she might not be canon is because she was not discovered by Oniroku Dan, and she was acted in films for Masaru Kanuma. So she
okay.
doesn't get the Oniroku Dan stamp of approval. Also, she doesn't have the body type. She doesn't have large breasts.
Oh yeah, for for bondage queen, you need to have some
You
tits.
need to have the breasts.
Yeah.
Then there's Azumi Shima. So Azumi Shima, she had started Akatsu for Lady Chatterley in Tokyo. She kind of gets like then relegated to supporting roles. She's really amazing when she's like kind of this haughty ice queen. She has a
Hmm.
thinner body. She's very beautiful. She then steps into several different BDSM films, sometimes oftentimes as the sadist, but she does lead some BDSM films, such as two that Oniroku Dan brings back his production stable Oni Pro, produces it himself, then Nikkatsu distributes it.
Yeah.
But because of that, even though he gives her the stamp of approval, because it's not a Nikkatsu in-house feature, she doesn't quite get the stamp of being like an official S&M queen. But you could
But
kind of consider an honorary one, right?
I would say she should be more compared to the one before her because Dawn, he gave her the stamp of approval.
Yes. Also,
You know.
Nami's interesting because Nami was a former sex worker from Mary Aoi's Blue Chateau.
Ah.
So she was this, like like masochist turned superstar for a brief period of films. I mean, there's such missed potential because like she was someone who could perform bondage, but then could actually surprise she could act despite not
I mean,
having that background.
the fact that she's also a Mary Oi girl, like that warms my heart.
She got trained by the best.
She got trained by the best. That's what I'm saying. I'm like, I think Mary Oi was probably a better Dom than than a Roku Dom.
Oh my God, you're like the writer in this? Needs to be a woman.
I would say, maybe, but
It could work. Oh my God.
it
Or if
could
like
work.
the Asami Ogawa, the nun character, was more of in charge,
Yes,
and
yes,
then
I
the
would
writer
say
was
that.
just kind of submissive to her.
Yeah, that would be more interesting because I want to see more of that, like horniness between women instead of like the men coming in and just being all like gross. I think.
I guess I could also give you a bit about Miki Takakura.
Yes.
So she was born in December 14th, 1960. So she would have been 23 at this point. She
Hmm.
stars as Sister Maria, aka Takako, in the film. She was marketed as the Olivia Hussey of the S&M world because
That's
Nikkatsu is
funny.
the studio system.
No, of course.
She isn't necessarily active now as an actress, but she still sometimes will make an appearances because she's the wife of a comedian slash television personality, Nobu Harada.
Okay.
She was the eldest daughter in a family that had owned and ran restaurants. In high school, she was part of a film club. She then moves to Tokyo with dreams to become a children's clothing designer and worked at a boutique. Out of that, she gets discovered for gravure modeling. She had modeled under the name Miki Koshizawa for the magazine Goro, but then Oniroku Dan discovers her in 1983. So you're also going to love this. Did not want to do Nikkatsu Roman porno.
Okay.
So Oniroku Dan has to persuade her, to be this bondage queen. He then gets her mother in to try to persuade her, right? It didn't initially work. He also then tries to offer a higher salary than his usual, didn't quite work. What got her is that he got a famous director to help persuade her.
Which one was it?
Nagisa Oshima of In the Realm of the Senses.
No.
Yeah.
Holy shit. I mean, that's iconic. That's kind
Because
of
she's a film club fan, right? Like
yeah, yeah.
it'd be actually okay. What would be the person like? Let's say someone was like, you were just straight out of high school, and they're like, they get a famous director, be like, hey, you need to be in a porn film. Who would it be?
Do you think no? Because I would say what's the name, but then I'm like, God, it's not
It's your
what
Criterion pick.
is my Criterion pick? I know, imagine. No, I think what's his name right now? I would get he would if he directed, I would do it. What's his name? Baker.
Sean
Sean
Baker.
Baker. Yeah.
Oh my God. I feel like, okay, if it was a choice like right now, it'd be like Bertrand Monaco or like a Jan Gonzalez. But then I'm like, at that point, it really wouldn't need convincing. I would just want to meet them.
No, I'm gonna be Miki in this situation. I want to be like, no, I don't know. Even with the money, and then like a
Or what would the
director.
analogy be? Is it like, oh, is it like Steven Spielberg? It's like, hey, you need to take up your top and be a star.
No, I mean, I for me it would be like, am I gonna get an Academy Award out of this? Right?
Oh, okay. You want some projects lined up?
I want some fucking projects. That's what I would do. I wouldn't want no fucking like Criterion like or like a big name director like that.
I mean, it couldn't be like someone like a David Dakota, right? You want to aim higher than Lifetime.
But then if David Dakota came up to me and asked me, I would fucking do it in a heartbeat.
He's like, can you hello for me?
I would be like, hello. And I would actually take off my shirt. I would take off my shirt. Even though I'm like embarrassed right now, I would take off my shirt if it was Dakota film. No, no, actually, I want to play the cougar. I want to play a fucking cougar in his movies. I want to play the older, like kind of sleazy gay guy who's like lusting over the young like guys. I would play that role.
So as you can tell, dearest listener, it does not take much convincing for us to appear naked in a film.
No, also, you know who I would want to bring in that role with me?
Who?
Casey. Casey Scott. He would be like my other cougar, like best friend, going after like, and we're just like yelling and be like, "Oh, back in our time, we did this."
Oh my God, off that's Casey. It's like, what legendary porn director would be like, what, who would
Yes.
convince you? Like, who would it be?
Oh my God.
Also, who's still alive? I don't
That's
know.
true.
Oh,
Would it be Bear in the Woods?
what's Bear in the Woods?
I don't know. I'm just like that would be the title. Be called Bear in the Woods. A
Oh God,
bear in the woods.
could be anything.
Yeah. So yeah, I for me, David Dakota or maybe Sean Baker because I get an Oscar maybe out of it.
Oh, you need to aim high.
I know. I'm trash.
So, Oniroku Dan called her the most beautiful actress in the history of Nikkatsu Roman porno.
Okay. Okay.
Which I think it's really just because of the time it's in, Oniroku Dan being older, how he discovered her too. He obviously had a fascination slash lust over her, right? I mean, that's clear in even
Right.
Season Infidelity, his book. He claims to have slept with all of the S&M queens that weren't Naomi Tani, which also you don't even know if it's true because he is more fanciful.
Yeah, I think he just wanted to like sleep with her and she said no.
Also, he tried lying to the press, saying that like he was the one who told her she shouldn't do Roman porno, but she insisted on doing it.
Oh my god. I love these little like supposed like things that happened.
Well, I mean, it's also too just kind of giving more context. I guess if people are curious who had the pleasure of seeing this with the live screening in Australia or watching the Blu-ray, here's like some fun things too. Also,
Right.
I think it's going to be very relevant to the story. What was that?
I don't know, it was like a whistle.
Ooh, someone's whistling.
I don't know. But anyway, go ahead.
So again, her later career post-Roman porno definitely had some successes, but overall was somewhat stagnant. She released a nude photo book in 1993 to kind of mixed reviews. It might have been kind of past the point of her fame. Also, she appeared in Seijun Suzuki's Capone Cries a Lot from 1985, which is going to be coming up from Connie releasing. They've actually announced that film.
Oh, okay.
She also met her husband in a 1987 TV drama. She did brief movies and supporting roles. She was more active with TV and TV movies than necessarily film projects. But overall, she never really kind of got to the height of her Roman porno works. But even within Roman porno, it's like she kind of just suffered through her contract.
Oh.
She didn't really take pleasure in filming BDSM. And it's also too, she was kind of like, again, kind of manipulated and slightly coerced into it. Once the contract was done, she was done with the genre. So her Nikkatsu debut is from 83. It's Genji Nakamura's Beauty and Rope Hell, which
Ooh,
is
okay.
very stylish, but it's also not really heavy on BDSM. Too. I mean, I wouldn't recommend it if you're a fan of Nikkatsu's BDSM or you want more of the excess and the style of it. Her second film is Beauty Rope Cosmetology. Her third film is this. And then her fourth and final film, the fourth is Rope Torture, and the fifth is Double Rope Torture. I thought Rope Torture was amazingly stylish.
Yes.
Also, Double Rope Torture is getting a 4K scan by Nikkatsu recently as part of the Four Queens of S&M box set.
Oh, that's but then where's Tawny?
She is getting a film for that.
Oh, okay, okay.
I think it's Wife to be Sacrificed,
I mean, yes, I
but I
support
don't
all.
know if that one's getting a new 4K scan because I think they had a recent 2K scan of it.
I mean, like personally it's like as long as like if they could put all the good ones together, that's a great release right there.
Kind of is. I wish we had like a four Queens of S&M box set like hitting the States, right? It shows that
Yeah.
Nikkatsu's idea of their own canon is definitely very different from a Western sense. And also the
Right.
films that they're proud of really span their whole history too. And they're willing to put 4K scans to a lot of their 80s work even if it's like some of the recent ones they're doing are not from an in-house Nikkatsu director, such as Shinya Yamamoto.
I mean,
They're definitely very adventurous with their own picks.
yes, I would say so. I would agree with that.
Oh my gosh. I'm trying to think of what else to kind of give you before it. I think I could end for now just by telling you a bit about the director. And then as things go, maybe we could bring up stuff about actors.
Yeah,
How are you feeling?
I'm good. I'm just stretching
You're
my
just
pussy.
you're just stretching and praying, y'all.
I gotta pray to something, right?
Yeah, we're not Catholics, we're Scientologists. I'm just kidding.
Oh
Like,
God. No, I'm
uh,
just like I'm stretching because I'm like in the living room right now, sitting on the floor, just vibing, listening to you give me all the information that I come to expect at here at the Two and the Pinku. Because you're that kind of girl. I always knew you were.
twointhepinku can sometimes give a fistful.
I mean, I'm just here for vibes. I'm also like, here to talk about like, what I felt about the movie, what I didn't, you know, look at more tits and breasts and
Well, I was thinking about this too. We've seen more Nikkatsu BDSM probably than
yes.
anyone in the West.
I would say you have for sure, and there's some I didn't watch with you, obviously, but there's some I did watch with you, and I would say I would second that opinion of we watched mostly all like because I think you found all the BDSM of Nikatsu.
Well, my BDSM list from Nikkatsu, I included ones that were more of like, this is a primarily BDSM story. And then I also included minor things where BDSM briefly appeared.
Yes.
Again, this is also kind of using how Nikkatsu branded it for the VHS era, or emphasized BDSM.
Mm-hmm.
Or if they listed Oniroku Dan in the story, or even the BDSM films that didn't use him, such as Rose and Whip. But again, the
Right.
only one that we haven't seen over those 100, the only theatrical one we haven't seen is the one that they've never put on VHS or streaming, and it's also directed by a woman, Hiroku Fuji.
Right. That's the one we're only missing. Hopefully, maybe somebody will out there, but like, you know what? Let's get it out there, But
When I asked Akatsu about like things that we could screen in the future, I think that was one where maybe they hadn't like really accessed the elements yet. But it
right.
does seem like they're hinting at it too, because they put out a Rumitana film. They're also going to be
Yes.
doing a 4K scan of another one-off film by a female director. I think it's only a matter of time before they get to the Roko Fuji one in the coming years.
Yeah, because I think what's happening too is that they're just probably going through a lot of what they had before, and maybe with like new people coming in to Nikatsu and looking at the archives, they're like, "Hey, well, there's this film that we need people to go see, right?"
Yeah, I mean, which is great. I think it's cool that they're willing to dive into like the crevices of the genre and like stuff that obviously was a hit, but we just haven't seen since like anyone since it was released theatrically. Also, you're gonna get more arena.
Oh my God! Don't tell Casey that. Shout out to
Get excited,
Casey.
Casey Scott. Okay, so we are going to be talking about director Katsuhiko Fuji. He was born in 1934, so he would have been 50 at this point. Just a young man.
They're smoking a cigarette. Yeah.
He died in 2023.
Oh.
So Oniroku Dan produced two Oni Pro films in the 80s that Nikkatsu distributed. The first of which was directed by Mamoru Watanabe, this iconic Pink film director, someone that Don would have known from the Pink scene. So there's that loyalty in choosing him. The second one, so like him giving it his like stamp of approval, goes to Katsuhiko Fuji with Snake Hole.
Okay.
So that's also why, like, contemporary fans always speculated that Katsuhiko was probably Don's preferred director of BDSM.
Would you say so, or would you disagree with that?
I would probably agree with it because it's not going to be Masaru Kanuma. There's always a tension where Don did not like the Flower and Snake adaptation for going to comedy,
Mm-hmm.
right? And then Wife to be Sacrificed Even Without Dawn was this kind of course corrective moment to kind of take BDSM seriously in quotes and
Right.
make into a nightmare. Like you could see it with it. Also, like again, Kanuma does a lot of BDSM, but then he also doesn't always work with a Don script. I mean, obviously, I think if not Katsuhiko Fuji, it would probably be Shigeru Nishimura.
Yes, yeah,
And
I
maybe
was
Katsuhiko would be the better version of that because Shigeru is a fun director, but he maybe isn't quite as stylish as Katsuhiko.
yeah, I would say that.
This director has an interesting story. He was in elementary school on the outskirts of Hiroshima and watched the bomb drop.
Shit.
So that kind of trauma was something he always wanted to return to, like as a filmmaker. He joined Nikkatsu as an AD shortly after school in 1958. He also has directed a lot of films we like, such as Skin of Roses with, Tawny and the Bells.
Oh, ring those bells, Tawny.
Also, Horny Working Girl 9 to 5.
That's a great one. That's some good shit.
There's also Beautiful Sisters Flesh Slaves.
That was a good one too.
Some sisters share too much.
And share karate.
He also directs Cruelty Black Rose Torture from 75, which is the origin of Tawny's Black Rose name.
Yes.
It's a very like kind of demented, serious film too. A lot of insanity. It's very dark. I don't remember if it has gone a better transfer past VHS or we just saw a bad VHS rip of it from years ago.
Yeah, I don't know, but
I'll have to
that
look
one
up after this episode.
that one is a great one to watch, regardless of the quality of it. Just to watch Tawny just go through hell. It's beautiful. It's fucking beautiful.
It's beautiful. Okay, we can get into it. Let me read off the the plot. I mean, the plot description from our Japanese streamer Fanza.
Go for it.
Suck it. Suck it. You're a female cat, hungry for a man. The magnificent cries of a beautiful beast echo in a secluded room stained with humiliation. Takako Fujise, played by Takakura, who once drove the wife of her lover, Honda, played by Yamamoto, to suicide through an infidelity, feels guilty and decides to enter a convent. One day, Takako goes to pay respects to Bunzo Kumamoto, a devout believer, in quotes, and writer who lives in the nearby mountain villa, but his true nature is that of an S&M trainer who preys on the women who enter the convent one after another. The next day, Takako is captured by three men and taken back to Kumamoto, where she becomes addicted to the pleasure of his torment. Yam is smeared all over her body, and Takako gasps violently. A representative work of S&M actress Miki Takakura depicting the tragic end of a woman who has become immersed in the world of perverse eroticism and discovered its pleasure. Exclamation point.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, that's kind of a great description. It just gives you most of the plot.
I mean, honestly, because yeah, I just think that I wish that the story was more focused on the nun, like the
Oh, you want more nun dynamics?
yeah, I want like the main nun being like sadistic and cruel instead of being all horn dog to the main boss.
You want Osami Ogawa's character as, I mean, she's not even like the mother superior, but I guess
No.
she's just one of like a nun in charge.
Yeah, she's kind of like the assistant or something, but I'd rather have her as like the main, like when they go into the rooms and they see like the other nuns get tortured.
You want her to be
And
like masturbating and watching more?
yes, I also want her to control the vibrator the machine, the vibrator like control where she's like turning it on and like the chastity belt. I want her to control that.
You could still have the writer character, but then if you make her in charge, you could also play up the lesbian scenes.
Exactly. Like go
Yes.
fucking even more crazier. Like I mean, granted, I know we need the men in this to tell the story of like guys being pervs, whatever. But I think it was just if it was just women, it would just satisfy me more. If that makes sense.
I could see that. I think also too, there was someone on Letterboxd who's like, "Wow, like what if this was remade and more queer?" And I'm like, "Yeah, sure, why not?" I'm like, "That sounds
That's what I'm
great."
saying. I'm like, give it more of a queer, like lesbian, like make it even more like, ooh, not necessarily like pornographic in that sense, just make it more titillating, I think.
But I think it kind of works though. I mean, I was thinking like most of the guys in this are pretty attractive or sleazy. Like it worked for
Yes.
me as this like erotic film to watch too.
Hmm.
I'm gonna say ask you this. What do you think Asami Ogawa's age was?
The mother Suspiria kind of Suspiria.
She's not the mother superior even, but do you like how old do you think
which
she was?
which actress again? Is she the main actress?
She is the nun that procures for the writer and is obsessed with him.
Oh, I'm gonna say 30.
Oh, okay, you're right, 29.
Yeah. She looked a little older.
Okay, okay. Do you recognize? So one of our neighbors has a car with this anime character in it on their seat and stickers everywhere.
Yes.
Do you know the anime?
No, I do not.
Okay, I'm not sure if I'm saying it right because again, I never got into it. I just like stuff that's too violent. Doraemon.
Okay, the name sounds familiar.
Anyways, it comes back to this. Asami Ogawa, after acting, she would write scripts for the anime.
Oh, okay.
Again, so she had this kind of like little mini second life as a script writer. Also, people will be familiar with her, and especially Nikkatsu audience with her because she was a Masaru Kanuma favorite.
Right.
So she had acted him like for Kanuma in 1977. She returns for the documentary Sadistic and Masochistic. She also had dabbled in BDSM previously. Again, she opens this film with the rose scene,
Hmm.
which also kind of reminded me of Bradley Metzger's The Image.
Yes. Yes, because she's like kind of procuring and then she's all like getting tied up and the rose is in there too.
There's also Rose and Whip from Nikkatsu's own Roman
Yeah.
porno line from 75. I also the use of flowers and flower and snake in the early garden scene. You could kind of link this up to different things. I guess like moving on, Ogawa, she had done a Nikkatsu live shooting title called Jinpeng Mei, where she was tied up in 82,
Okay.
right? So she's done some gutter stuff. But she was also in Star David Beauty Hunting. She's also appears in Office Lady Rope Slave.
Classic shit, man.
She's like, you know what, BDSM, I got it.
I mean, she could handle it. I'll say that. Like,
Yeah, the
there's,
scene with the carpet, the staging, the red
yeah.
roses in the beginning, it's so beautiful. And even from the get-go, it just gives us this BDSM fantasy that we want before the nuns even get involved.
Yes. And also the way it's just lit again, because I keep on saying this, like the difference between a Nikatsu Roman porno with a budget, a production, the lighting, everything, it's a Roman porno. Also, like when you see some of these Roman pornos getting restored, the colors, the lighting just like pops out even more because
The
it's a good
80s, yeah,
quality.
it's like the lighting they had, and then
Yeah.
you could almost see like again, there's general trends in 1980s lighting that they're following, but then you
Yes.
almost see like Koyo Ohara, the way he lit light stuff, even in the 70s with a sense of pop color, how it
Yeah.
really starts to pay off with both the crews that he worked with as they work in the 80s, both directors, lighters, gaffers, cinematographers. Like the 80s is where Nakatsu just like really awakens in terms of lighting, the saturations, the colors, the flesh tones, the city life too. There's a look of it that's so beautiful. I mean, it's also like why we love Beautiful Wrestler.
Oh, absolutely. Because it's just there's something about the 80s Nikatsu with in a small setting. It's just the lighting, the way they get everything, the big production. I mean, there is a difference, obviously, with like when you go to Shintoho, Toei, all the other companies that are
And the
not
difference
as
is less money.
yeah, exactly, less money,
Yeah.
but there's some directors who go to work with different companies and they still make like movie magic, you know?
Ooh, I would say if someone wants movie magic from the 80s from an independent scene, it would obviously be Yojiro Takeda, such as Sexy Time Trip Ninjas. Maybe not
Exactly.
right now because we have like a more VHS tape transfer, but even his other films from the 80s, like he understands lighting with the crews that he's working with.
Yeah. I mean, and of course, I mean, we're gonna talk about him till we die as like Sato, who just knew how to fuck with lighting and have that like look of like film in the 80s and 90s when he's working for different companies as well.
I mean, I think it just speaks to like because with Sato or Takeda being mentored by Kanmu Kai, the
Yeah,
veteran of the pink industry at that point, and also the production talent he assembled with Shishi Pro, like you're getting
exactly.
such talent with like lighting, cinematography that most independent pink film productions don't really didn't really cultivate.
No, I
He
think a
really
lot of the
blows the rest of them out of the water.
oh, absolutely. But I would say like even independent stuff, they get their due. They make stuff happen, and there's
I
some
would say
beautiful
if like
stuff.
you wanted someone who is made films that looked that good, regardless of what transfer they might now exist in. Sachi Hamano, she had such
Yes.
care for lighting and shooting with her works and had multiple people working on it in the credits.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
It
she
wouldn't
is
be
like,
Rumi Tama.
oh, poor
I
Rumi.
know, but that's okay. That's okay.
No, no, it's just poor Rumi Tana. We kind of
We
clown
we
her, but like,
joyfully clown, joyfully clown.
I mean, she's still like she's still
Well,
important.
she wouldn't be the worst. I mean, okay, if I was talking about worst lighting choices, I think it would probably be some of the guys who worked for Kura Aiga. It would be like Kinyo Ogawa. Well, at times. Sometimes they do really
Yeah.
try, and sometimes it's very sloppy and random, the shots that they're getting, too. But again, it's hit or miss. I mean, I guess like oh, I could also shout out the Mother Suspiria in this film. Going back to the film, did you recognize the old Mother Suspiria? Mother Suspiria, Mo-
The Mother
Mother Sup
Suspirium.
Mother Sus Mother Suspiria, Mother Superior. Sorry.
No, no. Who is it?
It is. She is a regular supporting character throughout Nikkatsu's Roman porno, sometimes to such an extent that she'll make appearances they don't credit her on. Her name is Chigusa Takayama, but art house fans will recognize her.
Did she get shitted on?
Well, no. I mean, okay. She is the mother in Shuji Terayama's Pastoral to Die in the Country, which is probably like one of the greatest films ever made. Also it's not like it's
Yeah,
almost a
yeah,
film
yeah.
that should be on Criterion, but it's not.
Yeah, no, no. I now I'm remembering because I'm like when you made me like watch that film for the first time because you're like you need to see this film and we watch. I'm like, Holy Mother of God, this is transcendent, and she was amazing in that.
It's also like gives her due to have like a big meteor part because to go
Hmm.
from supporting Nikkatsu, where also she's just kind of playing this old goofy character and they're kind of using her more odd appearance. I think it
Yeah,
almost that film respects her more as like a human being, as an actress.
yeah, because she's playing the mother, and the mother is not like she's not sympathetic either.
Well, but then she is towards the end as like the
Yes,
creator envisions this like reunion
yeah,
with
you're right.
her,
But I'm just
right?
saying, like in the beginning, she's not like seen as
He
like
wants to escape.
yeah, and I'm like, girl, I get it, but no, I didn't recognize her. Now that you say that, I'm like, oh shit, yeah, you're right. I see her now. I see her.
I see you. I
I
also
see
liked in
you.
this that Miki's character was just horny from the get-go. Like she
Yeah,
wasn't really like convinced to have well, she wasn't convinced to almost have her own sexual desires. She already had this desire for her past lover, who then is
yes,
revealed in a quite dramatic way that his wife killed herself.
I know. I mean, it's fun that all the women or all the nuns are already horny. They don't need convincing, which I
They
do like.
don't. And it was funny because even when she gets to the room, the other nun that's there was like, "Oh, that's the bed where I was raped. But was it a dream? I want to relive it."
Yeah, it's like they have no sexual like trauma. They're just like, oh, okay, let's just do it. Let's just go for it.
Oh, I know, which I also do see some of the letterbox. I think overall people really appreciate this film and just vibe with it, but there's some too. It's like also I think it's fair if the consent in this film just like freaks you out.
Yes, I can see that.
I mean, you almost have to roll with like what Nikkatsu, especially BDSM, is going to be like, where someone's going to get like trained and coerced into a situation and
Yeah.
forcefully awakened, right? Like, is that how the real world should operate? Obviously
No.
not, but it's a fantasy that's being sold for an hour, right?
Yeah, I mean also like the like for example, one scene where the lesbian like the nuns were getting they were lesing out in that kind of room and then like
The
the
chauffeur.
driver the chauffeur sees them and he's not like forceful, like he does forcefully get them, but it's not like they're like fighting him. They're just like, they just kind of like they flail and just kind of like fall into his arms, and I'm like, I get it.
I get
And
it.
then
I
like
mean, I thought he was hot.
he, I would say yes, he's hot, but he's not the hottest guy for me in that one, in this movie, because I rather see like the his boss be the one who gets me and tells me I'm gonna tie you up. I'm like, okay, and then like my old tits come out and put the strap on me or whatever, you know.
I mean, it's funny because like it quickly kind of unravels too. Like at one
Yeah,
point, we were introduced to the chauffeur of our writer character. Again, the chauffeur has this funny scene where he stops the car and he just pisses, and they watch. And like, he's so funny.
I know. I was like, he's taking a piss in front of you, like he's doing it
Like
on
he
purpose.
wants you to see it.
I know, and the two nuns are like he like all like, but then they're not innocent either. They're
I'm
not
kind of
innocent.
surprised they didn't go to water sports at some point.
Yeah, where was the enemas?
Wow, no one shot themselves.
No, they're just being like, well, there is some candle insertion.
I mean, it's funny because I watched a pink film recently that was called, it's like S&M, The Real Tattooing, and there was like a punk rock biker group in it. Then they force it like an enema on a girl, and then she also shits herself into this like nasty bag that they're holding too at the same time.
I think I saw that with you like for a second, like somewhere you were watching.
Just a
I was being filmed.
splash.
Just a little splash.
But yeah, sometimes they don't always, let it rain.
I know, kind of sad, but yeah, even like a piss play. We didn't see piss play.
No.
Kind of sad.
You definitely see it more as the after this, especially by 85 as things go onwards. I mean, gosh, remember the one we have on VHS where there's a chainsaw involved with BDSM?
Oh shit, was that like that crazy couple?
Yes, where like she killed a lover in a past like BDSM act, and then he also put his lover into a coma, then they connect together.
Yeah, and they just do fucking insane like shit to each other. I'm like, I get it. I get it.
I think I called it bewitching flesh bondage, but I don't know if that's
Yes.
like the best
That
translation of the title.
yeah, you when you made that available for us to review, I was like, this is amazing. It's, I mean, it's not on the level of like craziness between like a dom and a sub, like Sato's
I think it might be up there though. Like if I was rating bondage films from Nikkatsu, there's something
yes,
special about that film and the mood of it, the era of it that really works. It's probably one of the highlights of the 80s.
because it's not necessarily the chainsaws, it's just the fact that these two people are broken
So broken.
and they just go on this like journey together, and it's amazing actually. And it's the way it's lit is very dark, it's very moody, it's not bright like this film. Like this one, this Nun and Rope is like beautiful lights, big stage lights, and then that one, the Bewitching one, is darker and more like it feels sinister. It feels like more of like maybe you found like a slight like
Like a
uh
snuff video.
yeah, it's like a stunt video, yeah. Because I think that one was also shot on film, right?
It's
Bewitching,
shot on film, but the VHS is
yeah,
pretty
yeah,
rough, but it also adds to the aesthetic too.
yeah. That's why I said I go if you told me it was a Sean video, I would be like perfection.
Insert anima, cut check.
And then you use the chainsaw. Meh.
Meow.
Yeah, like Nun and Rope too. Just crazy, beautiful, like staged bondage scenes. All the scenes were just beautiful. I wish they used different rope though.
Oh, like a color.
I would love to see, because a lot of the women's like their skin, especially the way it's lit and this new restoration, I feel like with a nice color like blue or
Or a
black,
red rope to call back to the red rose at the beginning.
yeah, like it would just have like this, the skin would look even better with that colored rope, I think.
Mm.
Because
Also,
I
you want
love
something to
this.
contrast against like their white skin, the black robes, and the white on it. You want the
Yes.
color to then pop.
Yeah. I think it would just like even enhance it a little bit more. But for what we have now, it's still beautiful because I love the close ups of the black rope, the black whips, like the gloves. Obviously,
Oh,
the
the
gloves.
driver's gloves. Yeah, inspired by Jalo.
I know it's fucking Jalo right there.
Also, there's kind of
Um,
this kaleidoscope, multiple layers of the image too at one point that recall our Jalo, the hallways, the way that they're lit, both in red in the sequence, the wife killing herself with the red blood spray too. These are all deliberately recalling Argento.
yes, Argento, and also I would say maybe like
Bava.
some the also like some of the gothic Jalos, like because they're
Maybe
in like
also
this.
too like a bit of I guess like Sergio Martino and I guess maybe something like a well or on the flip side you could almost think of Fulci's A Lizard in a Woman's Skin because that kind of has the
Yes,
high contrast like dream sequences in it which do
yeah,
kind of remind me of the staging of the bondage here.
because I was also thinking of like the lighting, the look of like the gothic ones, like in the folds of flesh, that kind of like in the house with the colors and the kaleidoscope. Also, maybe your vice is a locked. What? No, your room is a. I fucking title's gonna get me.
Your vice
Your
is a locked
vice
room
locked
and
room.
only I have the key.
Yeah, I'm like thinking of those
Oh,
kind of
which
like
also could refer to like, I mean, your chastity belt is a locked hole and only I have the
thank you.
key.
There you go.
It all comes back together.
Yeah, because they're inside. They're in this like I don't
Oh,
know if they're in
something's
a.
inside.
I mean, no, they're not in a. They're like in some kind of room coven like place, right?
Well, we're either at the convent in the mountains or then we're at the villa too of the writer. So we're at these
That's
secluded locations, which is perfect. I mean, I guess in a sense that is kind of a pseudo gothic
yeah.
storyline then. It does remind me some of speaking of bondage, there are definitely ones that have more gothic flourishes, such as the sequel to Debauchery called Debauchery Salome's Lips. That has a lot
Yes.
more like use of pathetic fallacy and rain sequences in it, or
Yes.
lightning.
Yeah, because they're in the like, in the secluded place and like these three people are like kind of going through emotions together and they're all going
Just like
crazy and
us.
horny and just horny. What else? Yeah,
Oh my,
like
do you want to see like a version of like Climax, but then instead of like going crazy, they're just like screwing around?
yeah, pretty much.
Oh God. Okay, I love the writer on this. We should definitely talk about him. What
Let's
did you
do
think
it.
of his character, his look?
I loved it. I loved him. I could, I mean, if he told me to sit on his face, I would do it.
Guess how old he was.
When he did this,
Yeah, guess how old?
35,
Little young.
27.
Oh, go up. I was
Yeah,
like
so he's in
35 would be too young.
Oh, he was not 35.
He is actually like a more older age man. Like he is probably cast appropriate for this role.
Oh, I mean, I thought he was in his 30s. He looked like in his 30s, but
No, he is 48, and this is also he would die a month later.
oh,
Yes, so tragically, this actor Hiroshi Unayama, who was born December 19th, 1935, he committed suicide on June 16th, 1984 by jumping in front of the Takadano Baba station in Shinjuku.
oh,
So again, he had acted in theater since 1961. He also acted in other Roman porno, active on TV. He had also appeared with the actress Miki, who we're talking about, in her previous film Beauty Rope Cosmetology.
oh. I wonder if he was like it was AIDS related or he was just crazy or sadness,
I don't
depression.
think it was AIDS. I mean, I couldn't find more on it too. It's probably also depression. I mean, again, like sometimes like we're celebrating the successes of Nikkatsu, but there also have been people who have met tragic ends throughout the years,
Right, right.
right? When you think of like Tokyo Manuel, like the actor who tried to have like a failed, I guess like suicide kamikaze attempt against this politician.
Mhm.
Right. Or you think of something like the lead actress of Angel Guts, High School Coed, where allegedly she might have killed herself. Too, it's kind of unclear in the circumstances of that. There definitely are tragic ends within Roman porno, but
Yeah.
also it's not really because of, I mean, it's not really because they're in Roman porno too, right? These actors have other careers in different genres. We don't know what they're feeling. Also, it's maybe not being spoken about.
Right. No, no, it's true because I don't know, I just like, oh my god, like yeah, it's kind of crazy.
He is a great actor though, and this he definitely has physicality, he has presence. Also, even Pink film fans are noting his similarity in appearance to Oniroku Dan, the writer, and even the role himself. Like the role is as a writer, so like Oniroku Dan is kind of writing this as a self-insert character, and the casting of the actor and the way how he's dressed is meant to invoke Dawn even further.
Yeah, I could
And
see
which
that.
makes it interesting because Oniroku Dawn's character is then coercing this woman, tying her up, training her, getting these people to do it, which is conceptually similar to how Oniroku Dawn cast her and kind of broke her down into the BDSM system,
Yeah.
right? Even though the story itself did originate prior to her working for Nikkatsu Roman porno, but it just kind of comes together in an interesting way where like she's being forced to perform this act, she's been coerced by Oniroku Dawn. But also the writer character, he's just a great pervert. Love that. Yeah, on a lighter note. I'm trying to think what else too. It was interesting that Osami Ogawa had such a fixation on him and she was so jealous. I mean, he is training beating down other girls, but it doesn't seem like he lingers on any of them.
No, no, he
It
just
is
kind
like
of,
Miki who awakens his real obsession where she's the perfect woman. He wants to have her. And then also when she's trying to get away, he's repeatedly trying to get her back.
yeah.
Or they're then trying to manipulate the boyfriend and breaking him down in front of her to break her even further. I love how the boyfriend is tied up on the cross, and also the two lesbians are then tied like legs up too on flanking him.
Yeah, and then like he makes her like suck his dick while on the cross, and it's like this like intense blowjob.
It kind of reminded me of Daydream 2. So the sequel to Shichiko's hardcore remake of Daydream, there's a sequence where both like a young man and woman are being tied up and trained by like our lead femme Dom in it by played by Kyoko Izume. The male, the young guy who's tied up, reminded me of this young male.
Oh, I can see that.
So it, like invoked that. It's also just fun to see like a guy get tied up in a BDSM film. I mean, it's also why we like the femme dom of Madame de Sade, like Madame She Beast.
Yes, because like she was tying him up and treating him like a,
Treating him just right. You're like, nah.
no, I just heard a crazy sound.
What was it?
I don't know.
Oh my god, I feel like what is it, Kanuma?
No, he's passed out over here.
Oh good. I know our little Helltear creature, he yeah, he's finally passed out.
Yeah, he's like, but I know he's listening. Biatch.
Oh,
He's a
I
fucking biatch
know.
right now.
He was so mean to you.
Don't worry, I'm gonna bite whatever he likes. I'm gonna fuck it up.
No, he's a baby. Okay, but I guess like speaking of the Dario Argento connection, I also had to look up this. Suspiria hit Japan in 1977, and it was released by Toho. It was a major success. It had like made over 1 billion yen
Yeah.
to such an extent that then Deep Red was released in Japan, but it was released as Suspiria 2, The Crimson Abyss.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it was so funny. Then Tenebrae came in 83. Also, like Dario Argento has other titles that made their way to VHS. So again, these are films that like again, Japanese filmmakers are watching.
Yeah, I guess I don't see the connection, right?
Also, even Mario Bava's Blood and Black Lace came out in 1964 by via Shochiku. So again, these some titles really did cross over, so it might surprise you, right? I always think it's a fun connection.
Yeah, you could see it in a lot of some of the later violent pink of Nikkatsu, you know?
You also see it too with like independent pink film when they get influenced by slashers. I mean, or even if you want to talk about like Roman porno or Roman X with the title that I always like to like freak people out with, Hard Rape.
Oh yes.
You see the influence of the slasher. Like they're importing these genres, they're doing their own version of it. But yeah, I guess that being said, like we've kind of done a rundown of like a lot of history for this film. We've talked about BDSM, we've talked about BDSM again, we've talked about we want more BDSM. Are there any
Tie
other
us
fun
up.
thoughts on the B film?
Tie us up.
Tie us up.
We need it. and I
We
think it
need
would be
it.
good.
It would be healing.
Make sure it's like the good kind, the
The
expensive
good
rope.
rope. Oh my God. I was sure like, what were other highlights? I just love, honestly, it's very well paced, very creative, and it's also fun to see that the theater from people's comments when they just screened this in Australia, they had great reactions, especially the car explosion.
Oh yeah, because again, the car explosion, that's a fucking Jalo, always Jalo ending.
Oh my God, that's your like Umberto Lenzi, where it's like that moralistic, oh, they like the killer is because they weren't fully good. They have to crash at the end and explodes, or like Carol Baker just dies.
Yeah, it's like also like the more the fucking Hays Code, like certain actors and actresses they died at the end of the car crash. Like Joan does it in Queen Bee.
We need the
Uh,
Hays Code for BDSM.
yeah, we do.
There's good tops and bad tops.
No, all the bad tops are just gonna get blown up.
There were some good tops in this movie, I'll say that.
Yeah, for sure.
So I'll ask you some important questions. What were you, who did you think was the hottest guy in the film?
Obviously, it's our Dom, our writer.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I would say second would be the chauffeur.
I could see that for you. I see that journey for you. I see that.
Yeah, I do like thicker guys, also guys who are a little sleazier, which also why I kind of like Yuichi Minato, speaking of pink film,
Oh yeah, absolutely.
or Ryuji.
I mean, Ryuji is my heart because also I do love thick guys too. But Ryuji, there's something because he's more goofy. I like a more
Mhm.
goofier kind of guy.
Versus this chauffeur's a little mean.
He has resting bitch face the whole time.
I would say if there's like a third in this, it would probably be the leader of the gang that attacks her midway through.
Yeah,
Then it would probably be the sunglasses guy in the gang, then the other one in the gang, then
the
maybe the
boyfriend.
random guy that tries to save her at one point where she stumbles on with him as like the vibrator is making her go crazy because he doesn't
I
really do
mean,
anything. I would say the boyfriend would be like dead last.
yeah, I could see that. He does have a nice body on the cross. I'll give him that.
He does. I would say he just looks too boyish or a little kind of
Yeah.
goofier, but his body's nice. But again, also I do like that there's attractive casting decisions for the men in this film.
I mean, damn, if we made our own like kind of pink film or, porno, the men are is as important, like their looks are as important as our women.
Yeah, I mean, which is fair because it's the same thing when we watch like a Lifetime original movie. Sometimes it's like, okay, you're giving a fantasy and they're playing certain roles, right? Even
Yeah.
if you're not going to go crazy with the erotic stuff too, if your audience is stay-at-home moms and gay men, you should be like, okay, we're going to cast more attractive looking leads.
Yeah, or like younger guys who are a little like crazy and they could perform. Like they
Or they
just
could do
know
some
what.
like thicker dad types too, but like I don't
Yeah.
know, they cast like some really awkward people who just aren't really confident.
Yeah, and it's like if they have a good body, take it off. I mean, Dakota knows what he's doing sometimes.
Sometimes,
Sometimes.
sometimes. I mean, we did see Eric Van Detten in a movie, but I feel like he was kind of misused.
I wanted him to be the sleazier guy in that movie because I'm like, he plays the dad and he's like so wholesome that I can't buy it. I wanted him to play like the maybe the what was it? The stupid stalker acting coach.
Mm,
I mean,
only
he
the
could
good
bring me
stuff.
up any time of the week.
I mean, it's kind of funny that, oh, wait, do you think our main character, like, do you think she would try BDSM again after she's escaped at the end with her boyfriend?
Yes,
Does she have the darkness in her? Is it going to come back?
I think so.
You know what? I
Absolutely.
think so too. I also, right? I'm
She's
also
gonna
hoping
start.
that like the other woman survived the nun, the car crash, but there's no way.
No, no, but I think the girl she would start like experimenting, like tying him up.
We also don't get a resolution to the two lesbians.
No, I was like, did they finally get to Les out at the end? Did they leave the monastery, or did they start their own monastery where like they like go and bound like other women or like
The
lick their
cycle
holes?
continues in the sequel.
Yeah, like they're just licking holes of other women.
We have seen one of the lesbians before. Her name is Maya Ito. You wouldn't remember this, like what her role is, but she has performed other BDSM films for Nikkatsu and Pink Film. We watched a movie called like the S&M Bondage Game, where it's like a murder mystery where they think they killed someone and a detective investigates and then he starts torturing them and gives them an egg enema.
I think I remember sort of that.
Versus like they whisk a egg in a different way
And
and
then
then they eat it.
the cop gave it to him, right?
Yes, yes,
Yeah.
she's one of the women in that.
Icon. Icon.
So she's definitely down to clown on lower budgets. I'm trying to think of what else. I think we kind of covered the major bases of this film. We've highlighted the actors, the directors, what we thought about the stories. I think towards the end, I'll probably talk a bit more about Nunsploitation. I guess as a bondage film, what did you think about it for Nikkatsu?
Oh, it was absolutely amazing.
Amazing,
Perfection.
great, love it.
Yeah.
It's all the bases. Actually, I was thinking it's almost probably one of the better Nunsploitation films of Nikkatsu.
Yes. 100%.
The lighting, the way it's shot, I mean, the mixing of bondage into it just makes it even better. It's kind of similar. I think of Masaru Kanuma does a women in prison film for the 80s with Ryoko Watanabe. It's almost like seeing the 80s redo this thing from the past, from the 70s. They get to do a little bit better.
Yeah.
I could say the same thing with this. It's like this them doing nunsploitation better and more fun, and also just having someone that was branded as the SM queen, the star leading the film, elevates it.
Oh, absolutely.
And
Yeah.
then everyone's just good at being a pervert.
That's all you really need if you think about it.
Also, there was a professional rope tire for this film who had also worked for magazines at the same time. Again, this is Nikkatsu, the studio production, especially the bondage films always had a professional rope tire.
That makes sense. I would spend money on that too.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, like, get people paid. There's things you cannot do with AI, like enemas.
Can you imagine?
I know. Yeah, just edit it in. Oh, oh my God. Okay.
ChatGPT, how do you do an enema?
I guess before we move on, so if anyone does have the Blu-ray, if you look at the interior case, so the image that's behind the disc, that's her as a nun in this pink flowery background, that's meant to evoke the VHS.
Oh, okay.
The design. I'll post it on Two in the Pinku as the week goes, but that's where this design reference comes from. So they're having like a great reference to this past release, right?
They know these new wave video.
Also,
They're
like New
doing
Wave Video
stuff.
just got it. Great. I mean, they've done amazing with the films they put out so far. Like just seeing what they're able to get, license, campaign for. Also, that's why we're so excited, just like to make the decisions that like other people like couldn't do, like make the impossible happen. Speaking of past releases, this has had both a 2000s DVD from 2007, one from 2012, a 2019 Blu-ray in Japan, a 1992 VHS. Pretty much every decade since its theatrical release has had some release of it. But it's also cool, this new wave video title is also now being sold through Tower Records Japan.
Amazing.
So a Japanese fan could buy this Australian Blu-ray release of Nikkatsu.
As they should.
Which I'd be curious, like I wonder if New Wave has better like encoding or authoring too, just because of their perspective as a Blu-ray label, what they're looking for. It would be interesting to compare the releases, but again, I'm not going to buy that to do it, but it's an interesting question.
No.
But thank you, New Wave. Thank you for making this great thing. It was such a fun thing to rewatch and talk about. Also, I hope that y'all enjoyed getting a lot of history with these different actors. And also, I think we can. Oh, yeah, we can move on. I guess also, just a little side note, I'll throw in Cloistered Nun, Runa's Confession, which we'll talk about again later, is directed by Masaru Kanuma. And it
Mm-hmm.
comes before Runa's Confession, The Men Who Flocked Around Me. But let's move on.
Just a little
No
side note.
reason. No reason.
No, I'm
So
just saying, just
again,
a side note.
just a side note. Just a side note. So again, we're gonna go on. So we thought, like, how are we gonna round out this, nunsploitation double bill? We need to go bigger and better and wetter.
How big are we going?
We're getting Q size.
Yeah.
It's funny because, okay, we could have done this different ways. If we were like, oh, it has to be more of a pure nunsploitation film, we probably could have done something like Nikkatsu's own, like Sins of Sister Lucia. Or
Right,
if we
right.
were going to do a Sachi Hamano film, we could have probably done Convent Vibrator Punishment instead.
No.
Also, I think like it's just fun to watch a film that people can watch, and I think they'll actually just really like and vibe with.
And this one, and mentioned before, you don't really need a lot of subtitles for this one.
But what a story there is to uncover.
There's not much story to this one either.
So we are jumping ahead 11 years later to Big Tit Monastery
I
by
mean,
Sachi Hamano.
title alone, perfection.
Done. So this came out on a double bill with another Sachi Hamano film.
Did we
And
see
it's
that
gonna
one?
no, and I don't think we ever will, but it's also
Okay.
kind of intentionally. I don't know if I would want to say that I've
It,
watched this.
oh, it's one of those.
So again, this was double billed with Sachi Hamano's dog and aunt, her dog theme film.
That's what I'm saying. I know. Yeah.
Which is a episode. So this film has been covered by Show Me Something Wrong podcast, which I actually will link up to if you're curious to at least hear people talk about it. It was also recently rescreened in Japanese theaters.
Big Tit Monastery?
No,
Oh,
Dog
the
and
other one.
Aunt.
Oh, okay.
So you also saw actors reposting like, "Wow, Dog and Aunt's getting screened."
I mean, it must be good, I guess, right?
I think they also did for the screening. They paired it with Rope Cosmetology by Tawny,
I mean, that's amazing.
which is also something too. It's like I guess for those of us, it's like a lot of these pink film theaters, they will mix and match. They'll throw on Roman porno with a pink film. So they're kind of taking from the overall broader history of the genre, even though, yeah, like Roman porno is its own thing with a bigger budget, its own history. They're mixing in terms of how they're getting released now. So again, they're always in conversation with each other. I mean, even Big Tip Monastery, it likely exists because the distributor XS was formed by Nikkatsu Talent. So then they're also re-showing Nikkatsu Roman porno in theaters, and they're making like original films for XS. They're making something to hit a genre of nuns in the title, even
Yeah.
if it's a very loose concept like Big Tip Monastery.
Yeah. There's no like, again, it's not really a nun exploitation film.
No, I don't. That's what I was saying. It's like Sachi Hamano's convent vibrator masturbation is probably a better nunsploitation example.
Yes.
I don't know if I would say this is a great one, but it exists. I think it's fun on its own terms. I was also I mentioned this before for lunch, but this was reissued in 2006 under a new title.
Give it to me.
Titty fucking convent. Hear my confession. Sorry.
I still like Big Tit Monastery.
Just like gotta keep it simple.
The other one's trying too hard.
At least half the titles on honest.
True.
Oh my god. So this is okay, Sachi Mano. We've talked about her numerous times before. We've covered both her gay and straight pink films. She is the prolific female director of this genre. Again, she had worked since the late 1960s under Koji Wakamatsu, goes off and works for other pink film. She also has a brief period of going in and out of pink film, returning the 80s when she starts Tantansha, her own production company, or like this resurgence of like, this is Hamano. She's seizing the market. She's embracing the 80s, and she really comes into her own by the late 80s for Shintoho and also Million as distributors. She then, alongside Rumi Tama, both these two women, they are the launch of XS, the successor brand of Nikkatsu's Roman porno for the pink film market. Their films launched the brand. So two women launched it. Sachi herself becomes the queen of excess, where she's the most prolific director of the distributor. So like what we're watching is like emblematic of the films that she would give for them.
But also Sachi did adult video as well, right?
Yes, yes. Also, that she would bring talent from pink film into adult video and vice versa. And she also had a fascination with working with women who are from adult video. This is also in different mentioned different interviews and her biography, which we have.
Yes.
Again, like she always liked working with these women. She also liked that she kind of could create an environment where they maybe felt a little bit more empowered or safer in too, because the difference of her as a woman. Kuninori Yamazaki, her male screenwriter, is someone who kind of he had worked in a magazine before working for Sachi. So he also kind of realized the academic possibilities of like, oh, like what you're doing is feminist.
Yes.
And now too, it's like they've done, especially with Sachi's now mainstream work. She has a film recently from this year. You see that she is creating stories about women that she wants to tell. She's now continuing kind of the same interest and talent she's built up for decades of in hundreds of pink films, now just into a different format. And also she's still working with Kuninori, her favorite screenwriter.
You know, keep the classics.
Do you remember much of this film from the other times we watch it?
um,
Titties.
just titties bouncing, getting in people's faces, getting cummed on. Uh, I just remember that like she's not, it's not necessarily about like, oh, like being in a monastery. It's just this beautiful woman who has beautiful large tits or breasts, and she's somehow going around and curing people.
She is the AV actress is Mariko Morikawa. She plays Shimiko. So she's a Bible reader. She is introduced kind of partway through, where then she knocks on this guy's door. She's like, "Hey, do you want to talk about the Bible together? Do a Bible study?" The man is Ryu Kurihara, who plays
Uh-huh.
Masaki. He is very active both in pink film and then also adult video. Works with Sachi a lot. It At this point, he was 39.
Okay.
He kind of looks it, despite the transfer. Mariko is 24.
Oh wow.
So she has a very active career where she debuts in adult video for Athena Izo, which is Tadashi Yoyogi, the pink film during AV director's studio. She debuts for him in 1994. She was still active throughout 2001 with a title called Busty Pregnant Woman.
Okay. Yeah.
You know,
See that.
gotta support that baby. She also would appear on TV too. She was a part of the big boobs boom in Japan.
Yeah.
So big boobs, busty, or bakunyu boom. It starts roughly around 1989. It's still a big category now. The height of it really from this era was throughout the early 90s into the mid 90s. So again, actresses that we've maybe watched before, like Kyoko Nakamura or Eri Kikuchi, again, they had done Roman porno slash pink film and adult video. They're the precursors to this. Eri Kikuchi is also in a Roman X. Kyoko should be familiar to Sato fans. She is, wait, isn't she groped in an Ariane Gazes? I'll have to fact check that one. Again, but also like these women, it's like there's a wave of big breasted women. That's also why we get something that's even not even a pink film or adult video, like the recent release of Big Boobs Buster,
Mm-hmm.
or also like Sachi Mano's other film, The Real Big Tits.
Yeah.
Again, there's this emphasis on big tits, big tits. So Sachi's finding this adult video actress with bigger breasts and filming her. She's frequently gyrating in front of the camera, squeezing the breasts together, pressing up against glass. She's either dressed as a nun in a fantasy sequence. There's even one where like a fantasy sequence where she's at a playground and then she rubs it over like the bar
Yeah.
into the camera. So again, there's very beautiful, very inventive, very sloppy gyrating in this film.
I mean, again, for most straight guys, this is like a dream. Like you could jerk off to this and feel good about yourself.
But I also feel like it was pretty empowering. I mean, it's very there's a positive sexuality. She's not no one is assaulted.
No, what he is. No,
No
you're
one is
right.
assaulted in this film. Like our Bible girl, so sh our lead character has this phobia. It's later revealed that he was molested as a younger kid by an older woman with bigger breasts. That's why he has this fear that he now has to overcome. He meets his fellow pervert on the train who's looking at magazines. The pervert is Yoshio, who's a big boobs enthusiast. Yoshio is played by Kanichi Hiragawa.
Hmm.
This man also has a wife played by Mariko Momokawa. His wife only has 96 centimeter breasts. They're big, but they're not as big as the. Oh my God, I wrote this down too. It's like 124 centimeter breast for a lead. She has an ultra Q cup.
Jesus.
I mean, it was interesting too because like they even make use of like because her also like her breasts are huge, her body's plumper, more voluptuous, and then also even her nipples are larger too, and then she'll rub and distort and twist them a lot more.
Yes.
There's some very interesting angles. I also feel like even though like it's giving like Sachi Hamano knows how to strike a balance where she gives straight guys what they want for pink film, but then there's a
Oh,
message that's positive towards like women embracing their sexualities too. Like she knows how to strike that balance.
oh, absolutely. They're like you don't like the women. It seems like the women don't feel objectified. They're like, no, I'm gonna just like show my tits or do this or do that, and it's like, okay, cool. You
The
know,
friend runs the Big Boobs Worship Club, a research group.
I mean, I feel like that could be a real thing.
He wants to then like show the guy's afraid of breasts, his wife's breast to like kind of free him. When now this Bible study girl with the larger breast comes, the pervert's like, hey, it's not a big boobs worship group. It's actually the Great Mother Society. So again, trying to almost make it seem like spiritual, like again, Virgin Mary, Holy Mother. Also, 20 minutes through, we do have another couple in this. So Seiji Nakamitsu, who's credited as Makoto Sugimoto here, he plays Hideo. He's a husband where his wife has smaller breasts. They're only 80 centimeters in quotes. Again, his wife has smaller breasts. He wants big boobs, right? But again, they have sex in front of this poster by an artist named Tomio Miki, who is known for his sculptures of ears, which I will also post on Tune the Pinku this week. Trying to think what else. It's kind of interesting too, because like you have these like a man with phobia breasts, a man where again like his wife doesn't have the breasts he wants, and then the pervert arranges like, okay, this Bible study girl is not going to become your fantasy. It was funny too. So Seiji Nakamitsu's character Hideo, once he has sex with our our lead, the Bible study girl with the large breasts, then he's like, "Thank you. You have cured me. Like I'm gonna honor my family and protect my wife." Then he goes home and has sex with his wife, and I've only have eyes for you now.
Yeah,
The tit job just really like made him devoted to his wife.
and also like this actress, the main actress or the tit actress, like she's also thicker. She is not skinny. She's not small. She's short and thick, and then the large, like with her large breasts.
Yeah, even I guess like her 8 adult video descriptions describe her as plump too, like thicker, right? I love seeing again thicker people, different body types too within adult video or pink film. She has a great body to be filmed. Like I wish she had done more pink films.
Yeah, with the right, like with besides Sachi, like having other directors kind of use her correctly.
Like what would she be like in a Sato movie? Like that would be insane.
Yeah, I don't know what Sato would do with her though.
I mean, or even just like I guess a more comedic director, someone like, Yutaka as he directs his own work, maybe could have been
Oh,
interesting. I just wish he had more roles.
yeah, especially in Pink.
It's funny. So a Pink Film reviewer said this. It's a work that explodes with reckless, destructive power, like a massive ICBM flying out of nowhere, and can no longer be contained in the gentle category of bizarre film. You love
I mean,
that?
I wouldn't say it's bizarre. It feels more fetish, like a fetish film with a small
Yeah.
story.
I would say that Kuninori Yamazaki definitely has a taste for the surreal. I don't think you quite get that here. Sachi, as a director, always likes to temper that. They push it a little bit more practical, but there is kind of a looseness to the structure. There is actually surprisingly more of a plot than I remember having.
Mm-hmm.
It flows from character to character, why they're getting the situations, their love of big boobs. Also, I do like the end where it's this our lead character who had this phobia of breasts. They finally have sex, and he's like, "Hey, it's like he confesses his trauma where he was molested," and she's like, "It's not your fault. You were a victim." And then they have sex.
Yeah. And it's like, oh, my breast, or like she gets cummed on her breast.
Oh my God! I also have a quote from earlier about the husband after he has sex with a big-breasted woman. I have no regrets. From now on, I will protect my wife and family.
Yeah. I mean, I guess that's what you really need in life. It's just a big breasted woman to like cure you.
You know what? Maybe the world would be a better place.
Yeah, I think so. With a lot of these fucking Republicans, they just need to get like titty fucked.
Or maybe they need to be tied up. The
That
power of
too.
the power of prayer. They need to reconnect with Jesus.
I would say so.
Oh, oh, it's funny. We were both baptized Catholic.
Oh yeah.
You got some
Hmm.
traumas.
I mean, mm.
It's a little different than the Sunday school I remember.
They tried to put me in like Sunday school, and I got rejected.
But could you be accepted into the Big Tip Monastery?
I think so.
One would hope.
I think yeah, some of us should be there.
What did you think about this film overall? I think we really covered the actors, the plot. I'm trying to think. It's an
It's
easy film
it's
to enjoy.
it's just an easy, fun like sex comedy. I would say it's not. It's nothing more than that. It's not serious. It's not too hokey. It's fun, like kind of dumb fun. It's not, and also you just it's Sachi, so that means you're gonna hear a lot of wet sounds, a lot
I
of
love her
moaning.
ASMR sounds, the
Yeah,
reverb
it's
on the
like
moans and the licks.
yeah, and then
Also,
like
she's not afraid to do a simulated cum shot.
also no, and also with the breast sound, like you could hear the breast like clapping a lot. Like you hear them like slapping. It's like yes,
Art.
cinema.
It's funny. So I think most people like this film that have seen it. There's definitely a few where they're like, I hate this. There's also someone who tried to like report it on TMDB, which feeds to the letterbox for like, they're having real sex in this.
No, they are not.
Like, they're not.
It's like come on.
That's just like, it's a pink film that also uses like fake dicks and fake cum. It's like, come on.
Well, remember, like there was that video out there where somebody was complaining that if somebody watches porn on Letterboxd, they're gonna block them, and
Well,
that
they wouldn't follow us.
no, and they were saying like there's certain films, I don't remember exactly the films, but like
Yeah.
that they thought that like some of the Sato stuff and some of the other stuff that we talked about
I don't think the
simulated,
person who made the meme comment, the thing that got shared, was talking about pink film. They were probably just talking about any kind of porn they saw.
right, and then like somehow like pink film got in like enloped in that because it somehow got eloped because of all the comments, and then people were like claiming this film, that film, and it's like, well, most of the pink film do not. There's no sex. It's all fake and simulated.
Yes, I mean, the only things that really kind of break that would probably be some of the adult video hybrids, which there
Yes,
are adult video that have been rebranded as a pink film by different distributors such as XS and Million. But I don't,
yes,
again, this is like, that would be too esoteric for a normal person to know about. I
right,
would say
right.
overall, it's interesting that the ideas of what art is, right? I think you and I, as artists, as creatives, also as people who have written and talked about Roman porno and pink film, we don't
Yeah,
really discriminate against watching something that doesn't have quote unquote artistic value, right?
yes,
It's not like we're not gonna be like, oh, this is not art. Like everything can be interesting or written about, right? It doesn't matter if it's a pink film or adult video. Like it can be worthy to talk about. I don't like the easy like shutting down, like, oh, like don't watch a certain thing. And also too,
Yeah.
for like the most part, like I mean, most pink film wouldn't be what people would consider as artistically ambitious.
Yes.
I mean, I don't think so. Like, again, I wouldn't say so because, again, like, if you're cherry picking the genre off of Sato or some more acclaimed directors that have crossed over, that's really not going to express what an average pink film is like. I mean,
Yeah.
Sachi's almost the better version of a populist director. Like, recently for this episode, I was watching films by actor turned director Sakai Nitta.
Uh-huh.
Like, his are just straight up softcore sex, but they're
Yeah.
likable. Like there's a role for that. It doesn't need to change people's lives. Also, like pink
Well,
film is
and
its own
also
art form.
it brings up the idea, the thing too that I took away from it too. It's like what it's real art if it's shot on film, right?
Yeah,
Compared
like
to
something that's on video, especially if it's adult video, would be worse, right? It's
yeah,
nastier. And also there's like a moral judgment against like the content that it might be
yes,
depicting, right? Instead of like, okay, like what works about this, like a curiosity. I would say the same too with even like stuff that is shot on film, such as a bondage film. I would say that Nikkatsu, like some of their best films are bondage, right? Like
yeah,
we don't say it can't be art because it's not bondage, right?
yeah,
Like again, it's not just Woods Are Wet that's like a classic film. It's all the Tawny films. These are like major classics, like artistic statements. The creativity from the rope tire to the lighter to Tawny's physical presence. There's such beauty in the genre. But also too, I feel like yeah, people we connect with, like you, whoever is listening. But like I think y'all are curious to watch more. That's all you need. Like
yeah,
again, I love people who are not judgmental or kind of create these like imaginary lines between good or bad film.
yeah. And like to me, I still think like Woman in a Box that's shot on video is a masterpiece because the way you have an amazing director in Kanuma, you have like a budget, you have production, and it looks good, and it feels like it still feels nasty, but like people are like, oh, they're turned off by it because if it was shot on video or shot on film, then they would say it was a masterpiece, because again, it's like you're like talking about the line of like, oh, it's not art because it's not like on film. It's the same thing I talk about with film photography and digital photography, where it's like,
Okay.
it's that same thing of like there's those real quote unquote real photographers who say everything has to be shot on film, printed in the darkroom, all that like nonsense, right?
Yeah, yeah, it has
And
to follow
compared to,
like what they think of as critically acclaimed.
yeah, like it's traditional. Ansel Adams did that, right? They wouldn't think of like contemporary photographers who use digital as a means to like create the same image and do the same thing,
Like it
but
has to
because
be a
it's
work from the past. It has to be
yes,
shot on film. It has to
yes,
already have someone have written about it and told them it was good.
yeah,
It can't be something more present or from like a neglected medium. But I would say that I think Blu-ray like fans are actually more interested in breaking canon, such as like
yes,
these now there's so much more labels that release shot on video films too. And
yeah.
they're also treating it just as worthy as something shot on film. I think the ideas of like what is worthy, what is not, I think Blu-ray is actively breaking that in a good way.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I wanted to bring it up because it was something that I was thinking about. I forgot how long ago it was, like a week ago when we saw all that. And I was just like, girls. And it's the younger generation, I think, that is trying to come up and say stuff and try to be provocative and trying to like come off as snobby Criterion bros, but then it's like you have nothing to say because you don't understand the medium of like filmmaking, and filmmaking could be digital, it could be video, it could be film, it could be anything, it could be your fucking iPhone, it could be
I
like
mean, it's funny, our friend Casey was also in that discussion and then tagged us too.
yeah,
Our friend who's also adult historian, Casey Scott, right? Also, I would agree with him too. It's like Casey comes from a perspective of like these films from both sexploitation or hardcore, some films that are like just beautifully shot sex for the sake of sex get neglected because they might not be a quote unquote serious film. Like
Yes.
from Casey's perspective, it's like people who maybe haven't seen a lot of the genre, they want to go to something like Corruption or Cafe Flesh is maybe like easier, more artistic picks versus Casey's trying to champion like, okay, like keep going to the genre, keep going into different things of it.
Yeah.
Don't limit your palette, right?
Yeah.
And I would agree with that too. I would also agree with that in terms of like pink film. It's like if you're if you're watching pink film, it's like just keep watching it. Also, it doesn't matter if it's good or bad. Having like a variety of the genre, like going past Sato. Also, that's I'm excited to see where the pink line goes. But
Yes.
again, like just in general, like getting more variety of it. It's like we say this now because I think we're on the breadth of like there's labels like New Wave Video making great choices, such as Connie. We're gonna get picks that we never thought possible before. But yeah, it's like just keep your mind open.
Yeah, because there's again, and we've mentioned it so many times, we've seen the good and the bad
Also, I
of
don't
this
hate on
genre.
adult video. Like, I mean, it's funny to
Adult
me that
video is
like
great.
it's crazy. Also, like, okay, I always think it's interesting. Like, okay, I'm queer, right? Obviously, yeah, you can hear my voice. I don't pass as a straight guy, but I always feel it's like, wow, it's like I'm almost defending this like straight art form
Yeah.
to like people who almost want to shut it down or like trash it for existing. Like something can be adult video and be good. And it's also just because you're like, oh, there's no history to this film. I think it's because you just don't engage with the history of adult video.
Yeah.
Like, okay, it's like one for like one thing in particular from Sato, right? I'm like, it wasn't really that hard for us to sit down, watch it, and write a review about it because we were more familiar with the content.
Exactly.
But like, it's not a bad thing. I just like, it's like, oh, why not be curious? Also, like, why create these lines, right? Why create like, oh, this is good or bad? And also, like, why say the pink film is good, but the adult video is bad for being shot on video?
Yeah, and it's like, yeah, because Sato's the great example because Sato did some adult video and people just trashed it. And then where it's like, no,
I
they
didn't
want to
realize
say,
that Uniform Virgin, The Prey. Well, I mean, I know it's divisive, definitely, but it's like people act like that's the bad Sato or the worst thing he's ever made. But it's
yes,
like, okay, I don't think you should be comparing it to like a Pink film, especially as he gets into the 90s and focus on voyeurism and also technology. Yes, that's there, but it's more of like him doing a nasty punk adult video piece. They use the music in it from Jagatara, the paint scene in
mhm.
it. He really elevates the adult video format with his artistic ideas.
Yeah, and we both talked about how Roman X at the time they were trying to be experimental, go against trying to go with adult video that was the big boom at the time. So they
Also,
were
like a
like,
director like Ryuichi Hiroki, who is
yeah,
acclaimed now and making films, he thanks and credits working on the Sakan films as this artistic breakthrough for him for his
yeah,
own practice. So again, like these things are worthwhile to these people's own histories. Also,
hmm,
Sato wasn't using an alias on like his all of his adult video. Like some of them have his own name on it.
yeah. He's like, I made this.
But it's also no one's really like asking him on specific titles. I would be curious though too about that one adult film in particular, just because Ryuji appears in it.
Yes,
I would be curious, like, is there more in the works that maybe like Pinku Aiga only knows about too that could be unearthed? I hope there's more.
I do too, and I think that's where like you're just like pleading like don't put your like nose up on like adult video
Also, if you're a
because
fan of Sachi Hamano, she owns her adult video that she's made.
exactly.
And also, literally, her autobiography, it helps me create the TMDB listings for over 30 of her adult videos. So it's like, again, she owned up to that side of her career. She didn't discriminate on people who came from it with her actors or making it herself.
Yeah, and I mean it's hard for me to not say this, but it's like sometimes I feel like some people who like harp on this and like want to harp on like adult video or like any kind of quote unquote pornography or like stuff that's very sexual, they're just become
Yeah.
so prudish. Like they're afraid of like their own sexuality or they don't get laid or they need to get laid.
Well, it's
It's
also okay
like
not to be late. I mean, I think too, it's
I
like
don't know.
even
I
if
just that's how I feel about it because I feel like attacked sometimes where I'm like, dude, why are you so like
pent
certain
up
ways
about
about?
it.
Yeah, because I'm like, you and I, yeah, obviously we're married. We do have sex. Like big shocker right there. But it's like that doesn't also come out like, oh my God, that's why we like these films. It's not because we're horny like perverts. We just like the
Well,
genre because it's fascinating. We do like erotica, we do like softcore, we do like hardcore,
I would say
also
this, it's like, okay, I don't think that someone needs to be in a relationship or have that kind of sex life to watch these type of films.
no,
But at the end of the day, I'll say this, I would hope that they have like pleasure with their own body
I
through
think that's what
masturbation, through like
yeah.
kind of owning themselves. They find other ways to enjoy themselves. Like even if your like longest relationship right now is with your hand, God bless you,
Celebrate that.
celebrate that, right? Like also like engage with it. That's how you relate to these movies. That's fun. Like that gives you
No, and I
experience.
think that's what I'm trying to come off as. It's like, don't try to come off as prudish to be like, hey, don't be ashamed that you actually like these films instead of coming off of being like, ew, dirty, oh, that's not my thing.
But I think the tide is changing in a good way. Like
No,
people are more excited
absolutely.
by these films. They want to talk
Yes.
about it. Also, again, the work that you're getting now from Blu-ray labels such as different Melusine and Melusine sublabels or Distripix, this reclamation of hardcore, this reclamation of softcore that's now happening through either through us with Pink Film or like something like the Sin Syndicate with American
Mhm.
Sexploitation. People are really excited by this genre. They want to see more of it, right? They want to see things that they haven't seen before. Also, I think it's just more relevant now too, with just how censored our lives are,
Yes.
social media to like just this level of sexuality can be really refreshing. I mean, Big Tit Monastery, it's like I wish it was a film I could just like straight up post on Instagram right now.
Same. Same. I mean, there's clips of like films that we watch and I want to show it, be like, oh, this what we were watching. I was inspired by this, and but we can't.
No.
We have to censor it, or we have to be very like cheeky about.
Unless you're on Twitter or Blue Sky.
Well, yeah, obviously.
Yeah. Yeah, you can post anything there.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I still send it to a few. We send it to people like just privately because it's like,
Yeah.
well, I can't send it to you. I can't post it and be like, oh yeah, I'm watching Big Tit Monastery, and it's gonna inspire me to make some art or something.
I feel like we can tell artists that we watch these. Like those are
Yes.
people also people we know from Letterboxd, right? Who have connected
Yeah.
with. There's not the shame of it. But yeah, like in our day-to-day lives, it's like I'm not gonna tell most people that I like again, they could look this up and easily find it, right? That's fine. But like most people, it's like they would consider it insane that I watch these.
Yes. Or like, that we're inspired by like the most gutter trash of them sometimes.
But hey, other artists are inspired by genres that once, were also not reputable, right? Other artists are
Yeah.
inspired by horror, which has
Yeah.
they have their own histories of getting reclaimed over time and getting reevaluated. We're
Oh
on the
yeah.
cusp of something.
Yeah, there's plenty of horror films, there's plenty of the pink film Roman porno that we just, really made our work more recent, like it inspired so much of it.
But
But
also just people in general, like anyone, you can go out and watch any trashy pink film you want and reclaim it. Big
oh,
Tit
absolutely.
Monastery changes lives. Okay.
I mean, this film in itself would be like one of those like top just fun. It's just like a fun sex movie. That for me, it's just fun, simple.
It actually really worked as a double bill with
Yeah,
Nun and Ropehow because like Nun and Ropehow had like a plot, a studio production, to see the flip side of it that didn't have much of a plot and just easy breezy, right? And also is
yeah,
more lighthearted. That was a great pairing. I mean, it's funny too, like for whatever reason, I think it's just the title alone. Like this thing gets referenced in the Wikipedia article for Nunsploitation.
yeah.
Big Hit Monastery, and then also you get referenced in the video essay on it too. I would say that if you want a nunsploitation film from Pink Film, Big Tit Monastery is not a great example.
No,
Sachi Hamano's Convent Vibrator, Masturbation might be a better example, or other films I could shout out right now.
Let's do it. Give us the
Let's
names.
do it.
Let's talk about Nunsploitation.
Okay, so this is kind of a brief breakdown of like nunsploitation films in general, both kind of imports, different labels. So, The Devils comes out in 1971, then quickly is released in Japan, right? Changed the world, launched over a
Yeah.
thousand ships. It's launching nunsploitation around the world, right? Toei's School of the Holy Beast is from 74, but also this surprised me. It initially flopped.
I could see that.
I love it. I mean, but it's
I
also
didn't
it's
like it.
oh wow.
Come at me, bros. Come at me.
Wow. You know what? You just don't like the way they got whipped.
Yeah, it wasn't a good whip.
I loved it. It's very beautiful, very stylish. It initially flopped, but then it was re-released in 1980, and part of the success of it is because its star had gone into popularity and people wanted to see her naked in this past work. So then it kind of made the returns, and then also that's probably what led to Nun and Ropal is the reissue of School of the Holy Beast too, or even the creation of the story. Toei also dabbles a bit in nuns. There's Nuns That Bite from 1977. There's also Kanmukai's Toei porno called Nun Secret from 78.
Okay.
Nikkatsu themselves has definitely had different nun stories, pre-Roman porno, pre-Pink. There's The Naked Saint from 1958, where a woman becomes a nun. Early Nikkatsu Roman porno would also have plots where maybe a woman becomes a Buddhist nun or joins a convent. There's Edo Beauty, Beast of Lust, 1972. There's also a woman becoming a Buddhist nun in Secret of the Concubine Palace, Addendum, Convent's Gate of Lust from 73. Again, they're not really using like a nunsploitation film, but these are early precursors. The game-changing film for Nikkatsu's Roman porno line, if you're wanting to talk about like the one that really launched nunsploitation, would be Cloistered Nun, Ruinous Confession from 1976 by Masaru Kanuma.
Right. Yeah.
This film stars Runa or Luna from the Golden Half Duo. Because of her popularity, it just naturally did well in it. She loses her boyfriend to her sister. She's violated in a convent. Then she later seeks revenge. Cinepo, the poster retailer, called it a massive success and the start of Nikkatsu's nun cycle. So Nikkatsu wasn't looking to school the Holy Beasts at this point as their source of reference, such as when they did the Women in Prison films. It's really just because they tried this out and it was successful because of the star. Then they used this as the template. If anything, Nunsploitation was kind of their own mini successes they had on their own.
Yeah.
They follow up. So Koyuhara directs Nun's Diary Confession from 78, which has the Saint Animal Party Orgy. There's also 1978 by Koyuhara, Sins of Sister Lucia, where a bad girl invites guys to violate nuns, down a perversion. 1980 has Nun Story, Frustration in Black from Nobuaki Shirai, where a baby is abandoned, raises a nun. Then we get to Nun and Rope Hall by 84, which probably Nikkatsu just thought of this as a remix of their BDSM line. They maybe weren't thinking of their main nunsploitation string. You also get independent, like a pink film that Nikkatsu bought called Matchless Girl Fully Willing, which we covered in our Christmas episode from
Oh,
85.
yes. Yeah.
Again, also at this time, there's other pink films that use nuns, such as Rope of Hell, A Nun Story from 1981. This is from Shintoho, directed by Mamoru Watanabe. It is a film that Pinku Aiga fan saved the 30-minute VHS cut of, which I think is also the source of it being used in the video essay.
Mm.
So yes, Pinku Aiga fan, thank you for your upload. But it's cool. Naomi Oka, like our favorite mature woman, she plays a sadistic mother superior in it. There's also, again, woman rights with her father / incest. Love that. This kind of breaks down into nuns or also Buddhist nuns going ahead. So again, most of the films that like from this oncoming list come from Excess, like Big Tit Monastery, the Roman porno's successor for Pink Film. Most of them are directed by Sakai Nita. Oftentimes, Teruoka would write the screenplay, but also play a monk in it who would violate the nuns. So I'm going to start off reading titles if you want to react.
Okay, I'm ready.
Affair at the Nunnery, Paradise Sex,
Yeah. Okay.
98. Affair at the Nunnery 2.
Yeah.
Previously mentioned Convent Vibrator Punishment.
Good. Good.
Good, good. The Pervert and the Peeper in the Nunnery Toilet.
That
Sorry.
one tickled me. That tickled me.
I actually watched this recently too. So, like, this horse racer, also played by Seiji Nakamitsu, the husband where his wife has small boobs in the Big Tit Monastery. He plays
Yeah,
a horse racer. Like, he believes that this nun will have good luck and, like, he can win the races if he watches her pee. So he's
I
sneaking
could see
into her
that.
toilet.
Yeah, yeah. Okay.
Okay, the next one, A Nunnery Bed, A Nighttime Ascension.
Yeah.
2001. Okay, The Pure Land of the Nun's Temple, Thigh Canon Opening. Like canon, like again,
Yeah,
like more the religious figure from XS 2001. The Erotic Affairs of a Nunnery, Opening the Double Doors.
I could see that.
I could see it. That's 2002. 2003, we have The Widow of the Nunnery, A Nighttime Visit to Her Bedside. I
At
also
night,
watched this one recently.
the freaks come out at night, right?
It opens with a nun in her sleep getting violated.
There we go.
There you go. Okay, there's 2003 also has The Sexuality of a Nunnery, Groping the Monk's Robe.
Was there any like nuns and groper trains?
As minor characters, that's
Okay.
the thing. It's like Pink Film, even if it doesn't have like nunnery as the focus, there are nuns who appear throughout it as like a side gag. I think of there is like a Kamukai, almost like a Groper Train-esque film he makes for Nikkatsu that had like a nun character briefly in it. Or sometimes you'll have brief priest characters too, but it's never like the major plot of a story.
Right.
Like when it is, it's like this, but for the most part, these characters kind of pop up for like a visual gag and a sex comedy. There's also 2005 has Nunnery Affair, the inverted manji hanging. No.
No.
2006 has The Nunnery of Desires, the canon of worldly desires.
No.
No, no, no. That one's from Akura Aiga, so that's the only non-excess film title I just listed.
Okay. Not very good titles. Doesn't spark interest.
You know, I feel like Sachi's had the best titles that we just read off. If you're talking about Big Tit Monastery and then Convent Vibrator Punishment, those are just the best done.
Yeah.
I mean, I thought the films, the two I had watched previously on this, like, oh, actually, I would say the other title that's good is The Pervert and the Peeper in the Nunnery Toilet.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's good.
I mean, that gets to the point.
What could it mean? I'm trying to think what else. I guess that does kind of wrap up. We talked about both films. We gave a plot breakdown. We saved our marriage. Not really. Just kidding. Who would you say the best actor is? If this is the night of the awards at PG or Pink Film Grand Prix,
Oh. I would give it to, oh
the
my God.
writer.
If we're talking the male,
Oh my God, he'd also would get a in memoriam segment.
he would get it because he died. Yeah.
He died. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Oh my gosh, yeah. God, I'll accept them on his behalf. Who's the best actress?
That's a
Miki.
tricky one. That's a tricky one.
Oh, actually, you know what? Hot take. Let's just throw it to Asami Ogawa, the
Yeah.
perverted nun from Nun and Ropo,
Yeah.
just because I like her.
I
But
mean,
she's more of a supporting role.
I would give it to our big tit monastery girl, but the thing is, like, she's also like she's more like new Scarlet. Like she's the Rising Scarlet Award.
Oh, the Rising Starlet,
Yeah, Starlet. Yeah,
the Scarlet.
somebody got scarred.
Oh my God. I'm trying to think of who is the better director. Kind of Nikkatsu. I mean, it's hard to really compare, I
Nikkatsu.
guess. Yeah, it's more. Well, it's also like more of a budget question.
Yeah,
I'm.
it
Yeah.
would be a budget for sure.
Who's the closer to God? Big Tip Monastery.
Big Tip Monastery.
I feel like it has a more wholesome religious messaging. The characters still believe her at the end than Nun and Rope Help, where they're more disillusioned and like the church is critiqued, right?
Yeah.
It's funny, the Wisers actually have a quote about nunsploitation that I think we could agree on.
Okay, go for it.
Catholic nun films are a way of thumbing one's nose at organized religion without attacking the more sacred beliefs of the general society. So it was a way for Japan to kind of attack the outsider instead of like their own, right? Instead of politicians. But if you're really talking about that, a lot of Roman porno and pink film has like people who are revealed to be perverts and like subverted, such as like the businessman, the leader of the company, or even a politician. They're not really
Yeah.
afraid to punch that way either.
Okay.
But I would agree with their quote. Like, it's just a way to kind of address things in a different way. And also, it's funny too. Like, if you're looking at Fanza comments, a lot of them for like non-theme stuff, it's like, you couldn't do this in real life, but through film, you can imagine.
Oh my god.
I'm like, okay. Also, on Fanza, the word for nun pops up over 400 results, and it also includes hentai.
Of
Sorry.
course.
Some good recs, some good recs. Yeah. Are there any questions for me?
Mm, no, I think we covered it. I think we went through it all.
I think we became closer to God.
I think so too.
We fell into someone's orbit.
I mean, I don't have the big tits to push them against my the screen, but we can make do.
Also, I think it's really cool that we covered a Roman porno. Then we also covered Excess, the successor to Roman porno, and the fact that films like this, a Roman porno plus a pink film, can still get doubled and triple billed now. It's a great way to combine the history of two different eras, right? Also, if nunsploitation, as you're reading off the titles, oftentimes it seems like the ones throughout the 90s and 2000s would use more of a Buddhist nun because they didn't have to do a lot with interior shots. They would show up on a site, get the shrine, get some outdoor sequences, and stitch it in with someone's interior of like a building or home they owned. That's kind of why you see this move away from the convent because then they don't have to deal with the complexity of like, okay, we need the church, the pews, someone to agree to that.
Right.
But that pink film by Mamoru Watanabe First Shinto reference from 81 does have a convent actually in it. Like you do see a church.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, so again, also it's kind of cool, like if they're going more into Buddhism, that they're going into something that's more Japanese too, with their own history. I think if someone's curious about the history of Christianity within Japan as an underground fringe religion or its persecution, watching the anime Samurai Champloo is actually surprisingly informative.
Yeah, I can see that.
And if you don't want something informative and want something kind of fun and trashy, I would recommend Blue Exorcist, where Catholics are fighting demons.
You would. You would.
Or I guess you could also think, speaking of Christianity, you could go something like more metaphorical, like Angel's Egg, which just had a recent 4K.
Oh, I could see that. I could see that.
Yeah, dearest listener, what's your favorite take on Japanese Christianity? Keep praying.
Yeah, keep
Okay.
praying.
I think whenever we come back, maybe it'll be a few weeks, we will definitely we will tie this into the Chusei Sone Blu-ray that's coming out. We will cover some of his films.
Ooh, that's gonna be
Ooh,
interesting. It's gonna be fun.
ooh, we might revisit some past trauma.
Oh God.
Well, now we have big boobs to guide the way.
Did I'm gonna leave it on this note for me. Just
Yes.
for Big Tit Monastery, just look at my review from when we watched it, and it sums up everything you need to know about this film. And it's from the lyrics are from Glamorous Monique, 38 triple F. My titties, my titties, my titties. There you go.
Only
Go
poetry
to the
here.
song. Go listen to the song. You know what? Link it up into the thing. Put the song up so people would know what I'm talking about.
Triple, triple, triple. Where's the
Say, where's the
bottle?
bottle? Where's
Where's
my
my
man?
man?
To hold up my titties, my titties, my titties. So
Yeah. Some people just don't got it.
they don't got it.
They
No,
don't
they're
got
gonna give them
it.
a new hit. They're gonna drive all the boys wild.
It's kind of cool. I'm excited too. So New Wave Video, this is such like a great release to really set the tone with like what's possible with Nikkatsu's Roma porno line. Also that you're involved with doing like a screening of it is amazing to really kind of get that excitement and works into these. The fact that like we could be seeing more from the 80s or also more BDSM, like just really gives me hope as a fan.
Yeah.
But also too, people are curious about Roman porno. And now that I finally got the set, check out the Nikkatsu Roman porno reboot Blu-ray set from Film Movement and read my essay on Sion Sono's anti-porno.
Yeah. And whatever other stuff is coming out.
We have a few things in the works.
There's some major shit coming soon, so it's gonna happen. What is it, in September? Yeah, September and October and November.
There's a few things happening. Yeah, I'll say that. There's a few things. I don't remember which is which or which the order. Also, too, it's kind of crazy. There's like some things in the works that are like gonna
Oh,
be huge.
yeah, something. Yeah, the new thing, right? The new thing.
The nude thing. Oh.
Exactly. Just say it's something that's like, holy shit. And then that one
Yeah.
thing that I think I'm really happy for you to get is that one beautiful, beautiful one.
That one thing with the thing and the
The
thing.
thing that is like about the thing
But
is
what it doesn't have is ultra Q cup titties.
no, it does
It
not.
does not. Sad day, y'all.
That day. Imagine if like Sachi did like Big Tit Monastery and just added a couple scenes of what is it, like her like smashing things with her titties with like food, like doing food play with their tits.
Oh my god, when like the cake sitting things were big online
Yeah.
too. Oh my god. You know what? Or just like do some Sato stuff. Throw a camera in the mix.
I know, like some video, some like camera, put a TV, and then we're sold. There it
Sold,
is.
done. Oh, that's art.
It's real art.
Well, see you next week. I will drop a link to Big Tits in the comments. Also, I'll drop links that you can order Nun and Rope Hell if you want to import it like we did. I got it from Diabolic DVD.
Shout out to Diabolical TV Day.
Okay, it's like
Never...
blazing hot, and we're done.
All right, bye.
Bye.
Thank you for listening. To hear more shows from the Someone's Favorite Productions podcast network, please select the link in the description.
Hello, filthy movie lovers. My name is Gentry Austin.
And I'm Casey Scott.
And we're the hosts of the Sin Syndicate, film podcast for something weirdos, anti-criterion bros, and Joseph Sarno aficionados. Join us semi-weekly as we peer into the adults-only theaters and sticky-floored cinemas of the golden age of sexploitation, when the morals were loose, the laws were murky, and the intercourse was all simulated. Find us now on the Someone's Favorite Productions podcast network.
If you're looking for more horror outside of the mainstream, look no further than Unsung Horrors, a podcast about underseen horror movies. I'm Lance.
And I'm Erica. Every other week, we'll cover a horror movie with fewer than 1,000 views on Letterboxd.
We'll even give you double feature recommendations to pair with the movies we discuss.
From gothic to shot on video, from slashers to comedies, from giallo to J-horror, we'll cover all the subgenres. So join us as we unearth these hidden gems of horror.
Follow us on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook, all at Unsung Horrors, available wherever you listen to podcasts. And part of the Someone's Favorite Productions podcast network.